Yo, what's going on, UFO Kamikaze? Shout outs to you, bro. We are we are back. We are back. Mike Wittroke, we are back. Yes, I got this shit working fucking finally. Oh, man. Shout outs to everybody here. Woo! I just was live on this channel. I like literally, we finally got it back. It literally just started working not too long ago. Damn, I'm happy. Damn, I'm happy, y'all. Bro, they've been playing with this channel for so long. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, man. Thank you, everybody here, man. Man, please hit the like button, support the show, y'all. We are fucking back. You know how, man, do you know how far behind we are? Oh my God. I can't believe we're back, man. It's Player Talk Radio. Shout outs to everybody here. Oh, man. It took about a month because this is early. It took about a month. Yeah, it took just about a month for whatever they put on my channel with the dang. Yes, sir. I got you, Mike. Shout outs to Mike Matroke in the building, Double M in the building, UFO in the building. Oh man, we might have to go find some of them Savannah Christina songs, man. Listen, y'all, give me 1 second. I gotta, man, damn. The DJ's work is never done. I gotta put this together. All right, it's Player Talk Radio. Give me 1 second. We are back. Let's go.
DJ Kuda, the hottest DJ in the manosphere. Let's get it.
Give me 1 second, y'all. We are back. Give me 1 second, y'all. We are back. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's get it. Let's go.
Player Talk Radio with the coolest DJ in the manosphere, DJ Kuda. Let's go. Let's go.
Give me 1 second. It's Player Talk Radio. Right. Shout out about be able to hear me. Right back at the helm. Oh man, it's like fix one thing and then it's another. Give me 2 seconds real quick. Let me see if I can boost the signal. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. And it's okay. We can keep it this way. Or I can boost the signal. Well, all right. Well, we're just gonna use what we got so far. All right. So yeah, we're just gonna use what we got so far, man. Man, we got a lot of news coming in the hip hop world, man. I was gonna what's going on, Brownie Ellie? How you doing, love? Good to see you. What's going on? I was gonna put this poll in the chat. I still got this poll I'm about to put in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta see how I'm gonna word it. But I wanted to ask you guys, you know, on some hip hop shit, you know, Brownie Yelly, UFO, shout out to Mike Matroke in the building. Everybody here, check in. I was gonna ask you guys, no, I have. You know what? You know what's been happening to me? YouTube been holding this channel back, and they did this like they talking to me. They did like this secret thing, you know, behind the scenes where they held my channel back for like an extra month. So what they did was they stopped me from going live on. I'm telling you. So if you run into this, you know what I'm saying. They stopped me from going live for like a whole month from external, or I guess you could say third party apps. And honestly, I don't know. I guess how my channel registers into the algorithm when I go live, especially if you have a live channel. What they did was they basically stopped me for like a month, because I think around this time on the 6th last month, because they fucked the channel up for the whole new year and my birthday. They sent me a good birthday gift. Oh yeah, they sent me a good birthday gift. They said, okay, we gonna first of all, we're gonna demonetize this nigga for the New Year's. You know, they did it big for me, y'all. That boy, I was lit up. They demonetized me. They struck my channel on a video, literally, and they, you know how like when they take down the video, they give you the timeline. They struck my channel for hate speech, literally on a timeline where I was saying nothing. I didn't say a damn thing. I wasn't even. I was still setting up the show. That's how bad I wasn't saying nothing. I didn't say shit. Right? Oh man, who isn't? I be chilling. I don't, Brownie. I swear to God, I mind my business. I swear to Jesus, Jamal Christ, I mind my business. Right? So look, they struck me for hate speech when I literally wasn't saying nothing. Then I got a human review on all this shit. They kept it. You know what I'm saying? It's like YouTube investigated themselves and found out that they're not guilty, right? Then they stopped me from going live on third party apps, basically killing the radio show, which they really didn't, because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just patch in audio. Yeah, I'll patch in audio with something linked up to a mixer or something. You know, I'm gonna patch in the audio. So anyway, stop me from going live, and the only app I can go live from is YouTube. So I would have to, and YouTube sucks. Like I'm sorry, YouTube could do better with their live features. So I had to go all the way to YouTube, basically for them to monitor my channel. I guess I had to go all the way to YouTube.com and have to click the plus button and then go live and set up all of that stuff. It's like menu diving. It's like endless menu diving. There's some things that's good with YouTube's live feature. I'm not even gonna lie. Like you can cut on subscribers only. I think I like that. You can slow down the chat. You can do other little tweaks and stuff like that. But if you're live already, you can manage your live stream and do all of that stuff. But anyway, all I was doing was going live from YouTube, and that got tiring after a week. after a fucking week, that got tiring. So I'm out of jail, baby. They freed Lucci and they freed me. Let me stop. All right, look, before they put that shit back on my channel. All right, look, we back, y'all. It's Player Talk Radio. Man, we got some catching up to do. It isn't too bad if you want to hop your ass on camera, but sometimes I just don't feel like being on camera. You know what I'm saying? A nigga ugly as hell. I'm up here fidgeting with all these goddamn gadgets and shit. Imagine me being on mute and dropping a microphone on camera and somebody here sees that. They'll never let me live that shit down. Thank God I don't drop mics, but you know what I'm saying? Mic drop. Yeah, I know, right? Thank you, love. So did you guys hear a couple of hours ago, man, Gotti passed away, y'all. Rap legend, rap mogul, whatever you want to call him. Founder of Murder Man. I know Brownie Ellie remembers this. Remember when Murder Inc. was killing shit? Ja Rule was imitating Tupac and DMX at the same time, but nobody cared because he was dancing and shit. Remember when Ashanti couldn't dance and she started doing that shoulder shimmy shit? And then people got mad at her for saying baby like a million times? But I ain't gonna lie. Let me tell y'all something, man. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, right? Check this out. That was back in the day when music was, was popping. I'm not even gonna lie. You'll listen to a 4-minute, 5-minute song, and there was not a goddamn care in the world, man. There wasn't a care in the world, man. You could just, and this was when they used to put the budget. They used to put the budget in their artists. Like, I'm talking about Ashanti, like the production on her shit. It's like, ooh. I ain't gonna lie. Look, for a good minute. For a good minute, it was somewhat masculine having Ashanti playing on your speakers. You sitting in a box Chevy and possibly eating a popsicle that you got from the ice cream truck. It was still considered masculine then. Now, oh hell no. Hell no. Unless you got a speaker system in your car, that shit probably brand new or within 2 years of coming out. Nigga, you can't even sit behind your wheel, drink a Frappuccino, and listen to no damn Ashanti. You probably something wrong with you. You might be considered zesty. That's fucked up. You can't even be. You gotta have tints on your car. You gotta have all the windows up. That's between you, the car, and that Frappuccino. You can't even righteously eat a hot dog. When the last time y'all seen a ballpark commercial? You can't do shit now. I got this video I got to break down to y'all later on, or I might do a pre-record on it, because we about to step up the pre-records. I was like, damn, since YouTube playing with my live stream shit, I'm gonna have to start doing pre-records. I'm gonna just gas up on the pre-records, even though I'm gonna do that anyway. Nigga, I spent a whole month fidgeting around like, man, what the hell? How am I gonna give my audience a great show while I'm in the middle of a lot of BS going on, y'all? I keep telling y'all, man, y'all gotta stop playing with me, bro. I'm back in school and shit. My forehead be all over the damn place, man. Shout outs to Link in the building. What's going on, Link? Shout outs to Link in the building. What's going on? Getting that body count down. What's going on? Shout outs to Link in the building. Brownie Ellie says Ja Rule, Ashanti, Fat Ass Joe. Oh man. I don't know, Brownie. He had a stable, man. Gotti had Charlie Baltimore. Didn't he have a? Was she with Murder Inc? Do y'all remember Vita? There was a lot of girls that was out at the time. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of reminds me of what's going on right now, but with a little less talent. Cause I ain't gonna lie, the girls now are spitting. I ain't, whoever's writing for Lotto, spitting. I've always liked Glorilla, actually, which is funny. Um, I liked, I liked, who else I like? There's a couple girls from New York I like. There's this girl named Kenzo. I knew about her. She's dope. Oh, guess who just popped up out of nowhere? Speaking of New York, I was like, where her big head ass at? Scarlett. I like Scarlett's personality more than her music. I like Doja Cat. Who else spitting? I like Cardi. Whoever writing for Cardi, yeah. There's this new artist I was listening to not too long ago. What's her name? I ain't really listened to Doechii. I might listen to Doechii a little bit more. She's one of the girls that slipped through the cracks. I didn't get to listen to Doechii, and she on one of my favorite labels too. But SZA's not rapping. She kind of is. Who else? Couple of girls that's out right now. I like Tia Kareem. You know, Gito was in here. Tia dashing. I was like, hold on, bro. Hold up. You said you right. You said they definitely was getting play at the parties. Absolutely, lit. I like the Ashanti, and Ashanti got better. That Concrete Rose album was that was a masterpiece. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Murder Inc. had a little bit of a big run before 50 came. I ain't gonna lie. 50 was a crazy swap out. Now, why am I talking about this? Because I want to tie it back into what we're gonna talk about. On the next subject. We did the last show, and we were talking about the BMF, and we were talking about 50 Cent, Rick Ross, and the Big Meech. You know what I'm saying? Now this is crazy because I had to sit down and really put certain things in perspective on this thing when it comes to hip hop, because this ain't even a music thing. You know what I'm saying? Even though Rick Ross make music, even though Big Meech is around music, drug dealer, but this might make 50 make some music soon. At this point, 50 might as well just drop a little 5-piece. Drop a little 5-piece. You dig what I'm saying? Because at this point, shit, Ross should just drop an album overnight. Niggas need to start dropping albums like content. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's being heard out, because this is the thing. What's going on, Chaos? You said I thought Meech was mad at 50. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what's going on. I'm gonna get y'all up to date if you missed the last show. So, 50 met Meech first. Basically, 50 helped Meech's son legitimize himself, actually get into Hollywood, if I guess you could say. Because anyhow, you on these damn shows, you done got into Hollywood. Even Hollywood don't even really have a say. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood hasn't been choosing who the hell. I mean, they choose who gets in there, but like, you just put yourself in the front of the line as a prospect. If they see that you can act, people like you and stuff like that, then Hollywood will come seek you out or something better. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need Hollywood at this point. You can move around in the industry, have a huge name, and so 50 helped his son. You know what I'm saying? And he helped legitimize the family and stuff like that. I mean, even if you're not going to stop pistol popping and drug dealing and stuff like that, you can hide a drug empire behind, you know what I'm saying, acting and the checks and stuff that they get from acting and acting money and stuff like that. So even if you still on some street shit, at least he provided you the perfect front. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to go hide your paper or do whatever you want to do, or live however you want to live. If you want to crash out, You can facilitate that, right? So also too though, like I said, I gave you all three perspectives. I'm like, okay, well, we got to look at how Meech is looking at it. We got to look at how Ross is looking at it. We got to look at how 50 is looking at it. Then it all comes together. But I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is looking like the second. I think 50 about to get a second run right now. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop sucks. You know, everybody's kind of deriding Kendrick at the moment. So Drake is due for a comeback. I don't know if this Party Next Door album is gonna do something. Everybody like Party's voice is sounding crazy. I don't know, but he just dropped a project, so he about to drop a project with Drake. You know, Drake got like 1 or 2 more weeks to live through. Me too. Drake got like 1 or 2 more weeks to live through with this whole Kendrick shit. Like, when's the Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know if he gonna do something for Valentine's Day. You know how dudes, you gotta serenade the ladies for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is on that ass. Like, give less than 10 days. So give your woman about 5 more days, she gonna be acting up. People gonna start doing the most. Give them about 5. Oh, this is the first Valentine's Day into the Trump administration. Yeah, give it about a little 5 piece. Give it like 5 days. They're gonna start acting up, trying to do the most. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So Big Meech might be looking at it like 50 probably eating off his name anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because but there's a woman around 50 that was an assistant for Big Meech, and when he was getting booked, he basically handed his empire over to her. You know what I'm saying? So people are like, and then the funny part is that all of them are calling each other broke. I wouldn't say 50 Cent is broke, but I'm not gonna lie. I think at this point, Rick Ross probably got more money than 50, but that don't mean nothing. I mean, where these niggas from, a couple of flips, they sitting on a bigger bag, So sometimes, to keep things manageable, you kind of step down a little bit in the finance department. You still can get whatever you want. You can, you know what I'm saying? And I think Ross trying to get into the movies and stuff like that. A couple rappers, around him in that circle and stuff, try to get to the movies. I think Boosie was doing a couple movies at one point. You had a lot of, just people just doing shit with their money, right? So anyway, I think 50's still doing good, but Ross at this point got more money than 50. But 50's pointing out certain things too, which is very interesting. Which is the elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? Which is the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room that 50's talking about, what he calls is Rick Ross's mansion. Rick Ross got a nice Miami mansion, and it's probably cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Because of the weather and stuff like that. So it's probably not that bad. But yeah, them mansions, they are money pits. They cost a lot. And they're money pits. And I think there's like something special too that Rick Ross got going on with his mansion. I think like there's like he lives by other celebrities, obviously, basketball players, and there was like other mansions that was around him. I remember some NFL star, like his mansion caught on fire, and I think Rick Ross like could see it. You know what I'm saying? And I think him and that person, they fell out, but that's probably one of the many mansions that NBA star had, or one of his big mansions. I don't know. But then there was another mansion. I think like Rick Ross is on some like fucking Star Island shit. Like he's like, I forgot where his mansion was, because I remember when we were doing the Drake beef, things was happening. Like Birdman, I think Birdman had a mansion out there also. and Birdman ended up losing his mansion, or something happened with Birdman's mansion, and Rick Ross tried to jump in. Remember all of that shit was going on, and then him and Drake got into it, and Rick Ross's plane crashed and all kind. Man, it's just a lot of shit, a lot of information, that we have to get you guys up to date with, or if you remember. All right, so all of that shit was going on. Definitely all of that shit was going on. Hold on, y'all. Let me see how this works. Okay, yeah. So all of that shit is going on. All right, there we go. Now we having a problem. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. So yeah, you got all of that shit going on, and just this whole beef. And I think Rick Ross released some music also. So everybody was trying to jump into it. Kanye was trying to jump into it. Everybody was trying to jump into it with Drake and Kendrick. So now you got Drake going on this kind of sympathy tour because it's getting to him. A lot of people saying that he didn't win. It's getting to him. And now you got 50 Cent trending again. Hold on, y'all. Irv Gotti just passed away, so he's going to naturally trend. And people are thinking that 50's being petty, but I'm not going to lie. Irv did kind of put a hit out on 50. Try to get 50 touched a couple times, So 50 on some Young and Ace type shit. That's kind of what's going on right now. So I'm like, 50 should drop some music. Ross, even though he has a lot of ventures that could have been bigger, and some of them big, he got some big ventures. Ross is in mogul mode, and then Meech. This is why I said this is the craziest thing ever. I hate to say it, but Meech is kind of irrelevant. Meech is kind of irrelevant right now when it comes to the streets, and the people that remember them, they're old now. Like, didn't Meech, his bid was like 20 years, right? Like 20 years. God damn. The Iverson era is over, and this is a fucked up time to get out right now. If you don't have your head out, or your head on a swivel, or together. Give me 1 second, y'all. He's still trying to do the Iverson. Iverson don't even look like Iverson no more. And like I said, the only person that can rock like the Iverson cornrows is like ASAP Rocky and maybe a couple other people. Some weird wrestler or something. JTG or somebody. I don't know. But that era is over. And I'm not sure what he plans on coming out and doing. Like, we just gonna hang out in the clubs and just, I'm pretty sure he should go on an interview run. Maybe that might be interesting. He need to be on a Vlad run. He need to be meeting up with Vlad and them. Fuck a 50 or you caught that joke, Link? Oh man. Shout out to the new people listening, man. If you in here, you might want to subscribe, bro. Yeah, like some weird wrestler, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't know, maybe some random YouTuber you don't know about, Braids are making a comeback, but I don't know. What you call it? Big Meech still got the set it off braids and shit. He got the Clio. They don't look the same because it's 20 years later, man. You're gonna get fat in the face. You're gonna get a little older, man. So it's like, damn. I'm trying to see what he's gonna do. I mean, like, but it's funny because 50 and Rick Ross at this point is using him. You know, there's a bidding war for him. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, if you kind of get around him and kind of get in his circle, yeah, he might boost your status for a little bit. So are you gonna leave a dude hanging over a song, or are you gonna leave a dude hanging over a series? Either way, both of them made some money off you. And you might not be worried because you might have a bag to go home to. I mean, some dudes are smart. You know, some dudes bury some money in their backyard. Some dudes, you know, they do whatever. So that's good on their behalf. But getting back to what I was saying, 50 Cent is around his assistant, and Blue Da Vinci, you know, one of his right hand mans, was saying that and I think this was like a couple months ago, or a few months back recently, because I heard Blue and Meech was like off and on, you know, over the years. So apparently they said what happened was Big Meech ended up snitching. You know what I'm saying? So this might have been, and honestly, we just now finding out. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna jump out there and say this. 50 Cent had to have known this. You know, doing scripts and stuff like that. 50 Cent had to have known this. So maybe Big Meech made it right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Big Meech made it right, and you know, say, yo, let me go mess with Ross, because if he stayed up under 50 at some point. Can you spell the word extortion? Can you spell the word extortion? Yeah, I think hey, you got something to hang over somebody's head, I guess. Think about it. So Blue Da Vinci was saying that there's a guy that Big Meech snitched on, and in the middle of the interview, Blue Da Vinci called the guy from prison, who I think got 20 years also. So damn, I ain't gonna lie. If you were part of the RICO, I don't know. It makes sense now, because think about it. If you're the top guy, like, you know how the Young Thug situation went down, if you're the top guy, and let's say you're a part of the RICO, let's say, like, okay, well, that's the big guy, I'm a henchman, you know, I'm basically a henchman. Why are you getting the same amount of years as the top guy? So I don't know. That does look a little fishy there too, or maybe they didn't hand down the sentences like that, or maybe he caught some other sentences. I don't know. But think about it. Blue Da Vinci calls him on a podcast, and he said that basically Big Meech snitched and got the lady that 50 Cent is around to basically take the charge or something like that, like basically do some time. And I don't know, I guess when they knew that they were I guess he was turning her into, like, you know, basically like a third party, like basically Big Meech snitched through third party. That's what he's saying, not by proxy but through third party. So or by proxy, I don't know. I guess you can say it's by proxy. But basically, Big Meech snitched. That's what they're saying. They're basically the lady that was his assistant that was supposed to take the charge. They said that she turned DEI. Basically, she turned into the police. You know, and I guess that's kind of basically how she got her time cut. But Big Meech technically snitched. That's what they're saying. So, and I mean, I don't know if anybody cares. Like, that's my thing. I'm like, does anybody even care though? You know, I mean, these guys are in a specific club where it's like, okay, well, as we've seen in the past, what, 20 years actually. Look at all these drug dealers that's been getting out of jail or has already been out of jail. You know, your Frank Lucas, you know, you got some of the GD dudes locked up. Who else you got? But you got Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky Ross. Um Rayful Edmond just got released not too long ago. Come on, like the whole Alpo thing. Look at bro. Like, like we don't watch like what, like 8 drug dealers get out. Alpo. There's other people that you don't know about, like that Vlad then you know what I'm saying? Viewed shit. I remember one time I was scrolling on Vlad. I was like, shit, because I used to be a part of I kind of dipped out. I used to be a part of Vlad's like behind the scenes, like you know Vlad's I used to be a part of I used to be behind the scenes where you can actually talk to Vlad and stuff like that, but it's like in chat rooms and shit. But anyway, I remember I was scrolling down on his timeline, just like trying to catch up, see what he been up to, and I saw this weird looking dude on there. He looked like he like the dude that makes Pagani's. Like the dude looked like he makes like exotic cars and shit. Some random Italian dude. And the dude ended up being Italian, but he ended up killing a whole bunch of people. Like obviously he was the boy. He was like the one of the biggest hitmen, you know, that people feared. And I was like, damn. You know, all of these drug dealers were coming up in a crazy era. You know, coming up in a crazy era. So who else is locked up? You know, I know y'all know some of the names. It was even a brother on there, some dude from DC I didn't know. He allegedly was a big ass drug dealer. So look, this is what I'm saying. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to multitask. This is horrible. Okay, so what I'm saying is, we done seen a whole bunch of drug dealers get out. What makes Big Meech's story a little bit different? You know, and I don't watch BMF, so you know, I'll say, you know what, I'm gonna sit down and do a little bit of research on BMF. I know about BMF, the real BMF, but I haven't watched the series. You know, there might be something in there that wasn't told in the real story. You know, I know about the real BMF, but not the, you know. But anyway, what's going on, Quasi? Good to see you, bro. Always good to see you, man. How you doing? Happy New Year's, man. All right, we in Feb. We're gonna talk about Black History Month also too, because I don't see anybody in the Manosphere talking about it, and it's 6 days in, right? But anyway, we done seen a whole bunch of drug dealers get out, you know, pushing the story forward. We done seen a whole bunch of drug dealers get out. Maybe Big Meech is one of the last ones that's alive, or if not the last one that's alive that will get out of prison. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe some other guys have some come home dates that you gotta learn their stories. I mean, you got the new era, you know, dealers doing their thing right now. So, you know, it's black culture, y'all. All right. So anyway, what was I about to say? Shout outs to everybody in the building. Please hit the Cash App, support the show. We're almost an hour in. Hit the Cash App, y'all. Player Talk Radio. Hit the PayPal. We just got the show back. Literally today, we just got the show back, y'all. So I appreciate everybody that was rocking with me all last month. They ruined the birthday. They ruined the New Year's. We literally just got the radio show back. You know, so the growth is somewhat stunted, but we got it. It's all right. So look, definitely need your support. Building this thing back up, man. So check this out. This is what we got right here. A couple of stuff happened in the Big Meech. Dang. Okay. So a couple of things happened with what's going on, Shannon B? That's what I'm saying. Snitching is a thing of the past. Nobody cares anymore. But the thing is that snitching will definitely ruin Big Meech's rollout. You know, you the last one to get out. You the last one to get out, and then you snitching. That shit is crazy. The youth ain't gonna receive that too well. You know that makes you a that makes you an honorary snitch. And like I said, the person that got the the person that got the all the information on that shit, 50 Cent out of all people. Oh God. When Blue Da Vinci said he was snitching, nobody cared. But if 50 come out and say he's, oh jeez. But I think Meech came home to a bag. You know, Meech came home to a bag. Somebody holding money, some money somewhere. Now it might not be the same bag when he left, because think about how much inflation probably hit, or somebody's moving his bags around so that he can stay rich when he come home. Because if inflation hit, that I don't know. That don't seem like that's gonna be a lot of money if he at least put away like a couple M's, you know. Oh. Double tap that screen. But anyway, so and Big Meech is I don't know, bro. He's dated, bro. Like he's still in the 2000s. And I don't blame him, because what a time to be alive, but Jesus Christ. When Rick Ross did a Rick Ross is funny as hell too. Rick Ross did a he did a let me see if I got it here. He did a response. Yeah, this shit is taking a minute. Hold on. He did a response, basically calling. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Now this one act up. Hold on, y'all. Right. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out where the hell this audio is coming from. Damn, why did it mute it? Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. I'll give y'all a slight update on what's going on. So this is what happened within the past 2-3 days. Well, a day ago. All right. Well, more than a day ago. Shout outs to urban politicians, man. Hold on. go further back. Let's go right here. I'm gonna piece these together.
Wall and just slide down.
Hold on.
You already know. Car show going down June 7th. You know. Nigga took a picture with Rick Ross. You like go put your back against the wall and just slide down. You already know. Car show going down June 7th. Get online right now. Get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all niggas to understand you gotta stop making business personal. Get your money. You don't know these niggas. These niggas don't know you. And for anybody going against Ricky Rose, let me have this. I've been putting my foot up you niggas since for the last 15 years. Everything you niggas touch crumble. Why you think Rose on top? We don't take this personal. We get into the mother money, nigga. Now, Big Meech, February 13th. That concert gonna be off the mother hook. Putting this foot up you niggas and leaving it in your mother intestine, nigga. You know what's going down. Car show bigger than ever. Ricky Rose, the biggest nigga. It's boss. I've been separating myself from these broke niggas because they don't understand the rules to the streets. You understand? Don't no nigga owe you nothing, homie. Nigga don't owe you nothing. Y'all get money together. Y'all niggas get money. Keep moving. All that relationship with your own brothers, nigga. Your own mothers and fathers. How the gonna act like you real close with me? Stop all that fake happening. That's why you niggas ain't got no money. You need a loan. And if I ain't said nothing to you, nigga, I may want to do something to you, nigga. I told you in 06 who the biggest would be.
All right, so that's back in the day. This is some old shit. You said, I don't think the youth care. Bro, the youth don't even know who the hell Big Meech is. And you know what's funny? I literally said that. I literally said that, right? And we went over Blue Da Vinci calling old boy. And the funny thing is that they went back and forth. Right? And literally, Blue Da Vinci said the same thing that, you know what I'm saying, that I said. Blue Da Vinci said the same thing that I said. He was like, bro, he was like, despite all of this shit going on, he was like, nobody cares. And nobody cares. But see, what Big Meech need to do when he gets out, he needs to soften the blow as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? To keep that legend status and stuff like that. It don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? He gonna, even if he snitched, he gonna be all right. You got YSL, Woody. You got the only snitch that died for snitch sins. Let me tell y'all something. I'm about to say some of the realest shit ever. The only snitch that was the sacrificial lamb that ended up being the Jesus Christ of snitching that died. Not even died. He's still alive. The only snitch that actually really paid for something was Tekashi 6ix9ine. All the snitches after 6ix9ine, nobody gives a fuck. The only snitch that paid for everybody sitting in hip hop was Tekashi 6ix9ine. I'm telling you. And honestly, he did something that a lot of people don't even realize. And he made snitching cool because he was a good troll before that. So I wouldn't even say snitching and trolling is synonymous, but like you know what I'm saying? He basically kind of intertwined the two. It's like, oh man, he trolling. It's like dang. If you're a snitch and you can say, yo, I'm a snitch, come get me. Yo, I'm this, you know, or yo, I'm blah, 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 you know, you started trolling. some of y'all play forget games, in the hip hop scene. That's why I'm like, where all these new Kendrick fans came from. You know what I'm saying? Takashi 6ix9ine, he can literally say, yo, I trolled O Block. I trolled dudes in New York. He was trolling all over the place. If you remember that man's run, this man would go to the Breakfast Club and say, I'm going to have another #1, and then drops a song, and then that shit go #1. And I don't know, maybe he had a Lucian Grange or somebody, you know what I'm saying, that could have done that at the time. You never know, you know what I'm saying? But that's what's going on with Drake right now. You know what I'm saying? The same thing like everybody's saying, that the machine that Drake used to the machine that, and Drake should have seen this coming. The machine that Drake used to just skyrocket his success, that machine turned on him. That machine backdoored him. You should have seen it coming, though. But sometimes, I guess, when you want to run like that, sometimes you think the run is gonna be forever. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell y'all something, because this is like irritating, like talking to a lot of the people that claim they're hip hop fans. You know what I'm saying, on YouTube and shit. They were like, "Oh, this line didn't age well." The whole Kendrick just opened his mouth. Somebody go hand him a Grammy right now. Literally, Drake is telling you that he knew what was gonna happen. Now, he probably didn't know he was gonna get 5 Grammys. People are trying to like thumb it back into people's face and be like, "Well, he didn't know he was gonna get 5 Grammys." I get that, right? But Drake literally knew what was gonna happen. He predicted it. Literally, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say this, because I'm fucking tired. I've been tired of just a lot of shit lately, right? I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Drake's diss songs, like Family Matters and all of those songs that he was putting out during that time. I think Drake only really put out 3 songs, right? Drake's diss songs aged like wine, bro. Them shits aged like wine. Them shits aged how these fake Kendrick fans are trying to seem like Kendrick's music is aging. I love Kendrick's music, and like I said, it is aging well. The stuff on G and X, but not like us. And all those disses, they were ferocious, but I'm not gonna lie, Family Man, all of those other songs that Drake put out is aging a little bit well. You can go listen right now and be like, damn, he predicted all of this shit. And mind you, I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes I be forgetting that celebrities, yeah, he was telling, but what I'm saying is that, he was telling on the industry, right, Shannon B. And what I'm saying is that, like, Drake, like, a lot of these celebrities know about all of this shit before the public, obviously. You know what I'm saying? It's just when the public gets their hands on it, it's going, ooh, ooh. The public starts to speculate, and then the vlogs and stuff like that. That's kind of why I don't want to be one of those dudes that jump the gun. Y'all love to listen to them niggas. Like, I swear to God, I be seeing y'all all over the place. Y'all love to be listening to missing information, cats, which is crazy. Because sometimes people be coming to my chat room with the bullshit. They be like, "Oh man, did you hear what happened to Diddy in jail?" And it's like, bruh, nothing happened to him. The nigga has a toothache. Nothing happened. But it's just that they need that extra BS, misinformation, and ooh factor because it makes content. It makes content. And the funny thing is that's what I was trying to say on the last show. That's what's gonna kill AI technology because it's just people are gonna get tired of fake shit in general. Niggas are gonna get tired of asking, is this AI? You know, AI about to go through some. Well, I wouldn't say it's gonna go through a dark age. It's gonna be. It's on the up and up. I'm not even gonna lie. There's always some idiots that will, that will make a niche for something that's fake, but obviously fake. But anyway, and it's always been around for centuries. Y'all ever like go to like the grocery store and like right beside checkout, it's like a magazine stand and stuff like that. And y'all used to see that magazine company. What was it called? I think where I'm from, it's called like the Enquirer. It was two of them actually, or three of them. Where UFO Kamikaze at? Because that's funny as hell. Because they used to talk about all of the alien shit, and used to have pictures, and the pictures would be like so bogus. It's like, bro, this is so fake. It's like this magazine is so bad. I'm gonna actually pick it up and read it. It's like this is so fake. It would even. I think even people that believed in UFOs got mad at that magazine because you said, "What's your thought on DeepSeek?" I talked about it on the last show. Everybody's running over to DeepSeek, so I've heard. Actually, my dumb ass fell asleep last night. I was supposed to fire it up and see what I thought about it. There's another one that y'all don't know about called Claude. It's called Claude. So if y'all want to know what they're using in Asia, you know what I'm saying? There's another one called Claude, which might be backed up by DeepSeek, I'm not sure. But like I said on the show, I was talking to an engineer, a IT guy over here, right? Yeah, Claude, yeah. I was talking to let me know too if you end up playing around with this stuff before I do chaos. But I was talking to a IT guy. He was like he tried DeepSeek before, but he's scared to use DeepSeek because like he said it's like brand new. So like people might end up getting hacked or people might end up getting their information leaked and all kinds of stuff like that. So he was talking about about the industry, basically he was saying that it's a new place, so it's not necessarily it doesn't have like the I don't know. He said he's scared to use it. My bad, I'm up here multitasking. Hold on. Yeah, he said he's scared to use it at this point. Maybe his malware or his security, his maybe his security ain't up to date. I don't know, but I mean, if you're an IT guy and you're scared to use it, use a burner account or something like that, or a burner Gmail, and check out DeepSeek. But what I've been using, and I'm probably behind the curve using this shit. I've been using Google Gemini, and even though I like Google Gemini, it does kind of suck. It does kind of suck. And then with like anything, some things it's dope, But I haven't really used Chat GPT recently, and I haven't really used deep sake, you know. But I'm pretty sure if you go try to YouTube it, y'all gonna go down that same misinformation rabbit hole while you have a whole phone and you can use it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I guess YouTube is not even a place to go look for, people's opinions on it. Or maybe it is, but you got to make sure you're not clicking on the clickbaity stuff and get like the smaller tubers that are more realistic, that are more closer. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like the smaller YouTubers are more closer to y'all because guess what? He turned the shit off and tried it on his phone and just went straight to YouTube. He didn't get the cameras together. He didn't throw no AI technology behind it. He's not using Mid-Journey halfway through, all this other, editing and stuff like that. He's just gonna be like, yo, this is what happened and here we go. Boom. You know. This nigga not gonna have no theatrics or pyrotechnics and shit. Anyway, let's get into it real quick. A bit thrown off. So Irv Gotti, what they say, he's in the hospital. What the hell is going on with this page? Wow. Give me 1 second, y'all.
This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Okay, so I saw them discussing this at Adam 22, and salute to Adam 22. Okay, this has nothing to do with him. He's talking about the Big Meat situation. He has these other guys on the podcast because Brick Baby and them are supposed to be more privy to the what's going on in the streets, right? And Adam 22 is having an open discussion about it. Brick Baby's on there like, all about the Big Meat situation and the Cuffy situation until I see black and white. He's trying to see. This is how you know. This is how you know that Brick Baby isn't really into, like, he says he's 60s, but nobody can.
All right, so Jordan Tower, for some reason, he has and Jordan Tower been around for a minute, so I don't really count out Jordan Tower, but he has a bias towards Brick Baby. This is something also I wanted to bring up, and I'm not gonna say Brick Baby, but the funny part with like content, what's going on, Stoic? Oh man, they say he was just on life support. I don't know. We might find out. It was just, both. It was just overnight. One day, damn, Irv Gotti on life support. 50 trolling him too. Next minute, rest in peace. I wake up this morning. Rest in peace, Irv Gotti. So a lot of the older cats, because Brick Baby is like, he's a OG compared to, he will be considered an OG compared to, what's going on in the streets these days, right? And just even in hip hop, Brick Baby, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know he helped out, was around all these people, but I think, to come and think of it, I have heard about him, right? What was I about to say? Fuck. A lot of them might get on these podcasts and talk about like they know Big Meech, or like have a lot to say about the Big Meech situation. Like, let's say if Brick Baby does that right here, right? Like, he jumps on the podcast and he's kind of like, yo, I Big Meech and blah 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 and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, you just kind of had to be there. I'm glad this stuff like this kind of comes with age and you being in certain places. That would be cap. You know what I'm saying? Because Big Meech went down before like a Brick Baby's time, or you know what I'm saying, like Young Thug, Pee Wee Longway, like BMF was already up out of the clubs, then like Big Meech. If you want a hip hop timeline, Big Meech literally went down towards like the first quarter of Young Jeezy's career. You can say that. You know what I'm saying? Big Meech kind of went down right in that first quarter of Jeezy's career. You know, so if you're a Jeezy fan, you should know a little bit about Meech or a lot about Meech, because Jeezy was like their artist, not necessarily their artist, but like he ended up being the guy that they put on. And I'm not gonna lie, halfway through putting Jeezy on, Jeezy had to distance himself from them. You know what I'm saying? Jeezy had to distance himself from them. So and like their relationship is weird, when it gets to like their hip hop artists on BMF. So anyway.
Show anything from the past or nothing. He's like a facade. He's really just a fake gangster. He's just like maybe he grew up there, right? But he's not really like in tune with stuff. People on the internet are more in tune than what he's on. There is black and white, and if you do a quick watch of a platform you're on all the time called Camp Capone News, if you just watch the Blue Da Vinci interviews, you know everything.
Damn, recently, God.
And if you watch the Tanisha Welsh interviews on Vlad, you know everything, right? So there is black and white. Now, the BMF fan pages are trying to say that 50 Cent's an internet gangster, and they put a rat with cheese. Even the people on the fan page are saying, bring loyalty back. This is super corny. 50's a loyal dude. Meech, a loyal dude. Meech is also, but 50 got a side that he chose.
Nah, man. I don't know. All right, and I want y'all to think about it. I'm putting y'all onto some good game. Hit the like button, y'all. Support the show. All right, hour and 26 minutes into the madness. Let's at least try to get 5 contributors, man. We finally got the radio show back. Definitely come through with the support. Make it big. We finally got the radio show back, man. We back. We back. We back like Big Meech at this point. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. We back like Big Meech. All right. Y'all support the show, y'all. Now look. Big Meech, if he knows the type of guy 50 is, which he knows, he was in jail while I think he was around when 50 was on the come up. I think he was around when 50 was on the come up. Anyway, he knows what type of guy 50 Cent is, right? He knows what type of guy 50 Cent is. He knows. If he been around his assistant that long, why get yourself into a extortion situation? Why get yourself into an extortion situation? And then women run their mouth, so guess what? She probably told Meech that she told 50. 50 no. He blessing you. You understand how that works? 50 knows he's blessing you. That's crazy. Hey. So I don't know, I don't know. He just need to come out. Don't even really speak on this, honestly, because 50 and Ross are having a bidding war for him. And that's crazy in and of itself, 50 and Ross is having a bidding war for him. What I always thought also too, I was like, man, if Rick Ross actually got cool with the real Rick Ross, it wouldn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because it would be like undermining his whole career. So it's kind of funny how those two are beefing, right? But mentioning these people's names in your song, in your songs and shit, and I'm not even gonna lie, Rick Ross probably gonna have a bag for Meech. You probably have a bag for him, Whereas 50, I don't think 50 was gonna put no money in Big Meech. I mean, obviously give him an acting role. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. Put him in position. But I don't know. I mean, bro already got money. Um, I don't know. I don't know. When it comes to music and entertainment and putting content in front of everybody, it could get weird. It could get super weird. You know. So I don't know. Maybe Meech probably know what to do.
The streets chose Meech, and everybody loved Meech from the streets. So we
Nobody
love 50 from the
and that's cap. Nobody really remembers Meech.
music and the movies. Meech feed everybody. Yeah, that's what somebody says. And they says, but I'm gonna tell you something. Once you start realizing that Meech it didn't stick to the code, you're gonna switch your tune, and that's gonna start coming out because
Yeah, nobody really remembers Meech because and then on top of that too, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because Big Meech, people didn't know he was he ran that shit. The person that you would know and remember was his brother. It would have been his brother. His brother was the flashy one. His brother was the one out there. You know, his brother. His brother was the one that got them caught up. And then that's what people was like, oh, he runs you know what I'm saying? And that's usually kind of how it is. If you wasn't around, you probably just didn't know who he was. Or he was like El Chapo. Y'all know El Chapo was like a whole myth for like what, like 7 to 10 years before people could actually put a face on him. The sleight of hand. You know, and that's what happened to Frank Lucas. That's how Frank Lucas got taken out. That's what happened. After a while, you start being flashy, and people will be like, "Yo, who's that guy? Who's that guy?" Is gonna yeah. Then you got also too on Vlad. You like I said earlier, you got a lot of other new cats coming out. Some other old dude came out because they were like, "Oh, when BMF was around, they were shutting stuff down," which they was. I mean, what Cameron got chased out the club. Uh, Couple people got, all kinds of shit was going down, or Jim Jones got chased out the club. Some of BMF was a known entity in the street. But what I'm saying is that, even Vlad got this new interview, or somebody got this interview. I don't think it's Vlad, with some dude in LA, and he was like, "Yeah, we knew the BMF guys." He was like, "We was around them, but they wasn't bullying or pucking us." It was like, damn. So you got all of these new drug dealers, and the funny part is that the reason why I say it's kind of tiring now. I mean, I would say Big Meech probably looks the youngest out of all of them, or some of them. But like, it's basically listening to your old uncle talk and give war stories. And the crazy part is that it might be true, but it's like some old nigga named Charles. You know, and you're like, okay, damn, Vlad interviewing old niggas now. Who's this nigga? And it's like, man, I was the biggest drug dealer. And it's, oh God. Oh God. And the funny part is that uh uh you know drugs back in those days were like some real it's horrible. Drugs nowadays, niggas are doing that shit on Instagram and shit. Niggas up there putting whippets and all kinds of shit in their mouth and shit with labels on it and stuff. Even the weed nowadays, it don't look disgusting. Like that shit is in a fucking candy wrapper and shit with fucking uh cartoons on it and shit like that. Like this shit is ridiculous. And there's just so much BS running around out here now with fentanyl and all kinds of shit. So it's like, what were you doing? What were y'all touching? Like, what was So there's always going to be people around that have an interest in those stories, but it's like after a while, it's like it's outdated. It's like it's bad. It's bad. Nobody really wants to hear about nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about those stories, and then you have a whole nother group of people that are just interested in the deaths and in the, what's going on, War Master? Shout outs to War Master in the building. Good to see you. Guess what? Guess what, bro? They done free the real one, man. Oh my God. We got the radio show back on the channel, on the main channel. We're gonna stop doing verticals though. We got another show coming. Shout outs to War Master. Shout outs to everybody that, you know, that was riding with Player Talk, especially through the month of January. Bro, they ruined my birthday. They ruined New Year's. Man, we got the radio show back on the main channel, and they had some type of thing on the damn page, man. Yeah, I know. You said vertical is weird. Yeah, they had some type of thing on my page, man, and it's around the 6th, so it sounds about right. I gotta backdate. I took notes on everything because I was bugging YouTube to get my radio show back. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. We got our radio show back, man. So I appreciate everybody rocking with the show. We got to build it back up, but we doing good, man. We doing good. Our numbers are still up. Even though January was like a horrible month for Player Talk Radio, um, there's some shorts, there's some YouTube shorts that I put out. Right, I'm gonna give y'all the sauce. There's some YouTube shorts that I put out, and they kept the channel up. It's two of them that I know for a fact. Uh, how much people came? 24K on one of them, and what was the other one? 18K on another one. So I said, "Damn, okay, we still in the green. That's good." I got back to work, start looking at the analytics, and I'm like, "All right, where are we at?" So February is gonna be good. Y'all make sure y'all look out for the pre-records too, man. Shout outs to Mike Matroke dropping the huge comment on the pre-record. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they really thought last month they were gonna cancel DJ Academics, y'all. Damn, the last month was a bad month for DJs. I said last month, last week. Late last month, I guess. Shout outs to everybody here, man. Shannon B said, to be honest, more people know Rick Ross' song, BMF, and him mentioning Big Meech. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I said that Big Meech might be like, let me go right. Because think about it. 50 Cent, he should know that 50 Cent has that information on him. So if 50 got that information on Big Meech that he's snitching, and it's coming from a credible source, his assistant, why walk into a situation where you're gonna get extorted or could get extorted? I'd say that. Why walk into that situation? And then honestly, Big Meech probably got his own thing going on aside from all of them. Cam Capone. There's gonna be a bidding war with the Vlads, the Say Cheese. Shit, imagine a Big Meech interview on Say Cheese. That man, shit. He gonna be the guy for a hot minute. You know? But then again, he might not. I mean, he might just come home and just be grandpa. You know? Or whatever the hell he finna be when he get home. Let me tell y'all something, because I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted to see. I actually really wanted to hear this from him, man. And maybe they know too much, because you never know. I don't want to put this out there, but listen to what I'm about to say. Um, we had a guy in DC that y'all know about. Some of y'all knew about. He had a crazy movie I saw coming up. That movie was actually pretty good. We had a guy named Rayful Edmond. Rayful Edmond. And Rayful was like around, I I don't know if he was around during like the Alpo days, but there was some mentions of him, because DC is very small, you know. So to be a kingpin in DC is like yeah, this dude run the neighborhood or or whatnot or whatever. But then again, all of those cocaine cowboy movies are fucking crazy because like when you find out like everybody's talking about Pablo Escobar, right? And then you find out that Griselda Blanco was the guy was the woman actually that Escobar would get from, who he would cop from. Um the story it gets more interesting because then you're like, yo, who's Griselda Blanco? Who does she cop from? Who was Rick Ross buying from? Who was all these people buying from? Which the people that they buying from turns out to be federal agents and stuff like that. You know, you can dupe Poppy into being a snitch before you can dupe some of these actual shit. Not even you can this shit a fucking. You'll have a cop that sit up there and he's supposed to be an undercover detective in whole T. Uh, he turned it into Big Meech. Because he's getting paid more. He's not getting, you know, or at least start laundering money and putting away money for himself. You know. Anyway, Rayful Edmond, he got freed recently, and I'm like, man, who the hell is this? I'm like, who the hell is this guy? I was like, shit, is this who's that? Kevin Samuels? I thought it was Kevin Samuels for like a minute, y'all. I got scared for like 2 seconds. I thought I was in heaven. I was like, damn. Did something happen? Because I'm like, damn, I think that month I wasn't sleeping as much. I didn't get that much sleep that month. I was working my ass off on Player Talk Radio, right? And I'm thinking it's Kevin Samuels. Let me see if I can find the video so I can show y'all. I'm thinking it's Kevin Samuels. Whole time. And they said he was gonna get out, but they keep changing his release dates because I think they think somebody is trying to assassinate him or do something to him, right? Let me see. And I ain't gonna lie, what did he do? He Grateful did a bunch of stuff, but damn, damn, Vlad got an interview with Rick Ross about him 2 months ago. Gotta save that. Gotta save that. Hey, look, we might have to go over to Rumble, y'all. I wonder if I could play some stuff on Rumble because we're on Rumble right now. We might have to cut off the YouTube and save the rest of the show for later because we are back. Hold on. Now this happened a month ago. Rayful Edmond died. Hold on. Rayful Edmond. Hold on. We might have to go. We might have to watch a documentary on here, y'all. Hold on. The Al Prophet 5 months ago because they changed up his release date. So damn, see, that's what I'm saying. Big Meech is probably in the crux of it. Big Meech took like what 20 years. Rayful Edmond did 33. Look at him. I thought he was Kevin Samuels. Hold on. Oh, y'all can't see this. Y'all on this page. Hold on. I hate when that happens. I'm over here having fun on this page and y'all can't even see it. Here go Rayful Edmond right here. Definitely had a Kevin Samuels aura. Shout outs to War Master dropping a huge $20 on the Cash App. Thank you so much for support Player Talk Radio as always. And we are back, y'all. The radio show is back. All right. So panels galore if y'all want. If you let me know if y'all want to come up. And we're back. we're back. We finally got the keys back to the city. All right. And I got the Roadcaster. We're gonna have the Roadcaster on the next show. I had it hooked up and I turned this motherfucker off. Hold on, y'all. War Master said, "Don't do drugs. Play Xbox." Okay? Don't do D-rugs and play Xbox. Okay? Play Xbox. You dig? He's right about that. Just don't play Grand Theft Auto, because if you do, if you play Grand Theft Auto, you're not gonna listen to a damn thing War Master just said. Don't play Grand Theft Auto, and you should be okay. All right. Shout outs to War Master in the building. War Master gonna say play Starfield, but they get down in Starfield too. Same thing with Cyberpunk. Same thing with Assassin's Creed. All right. You said wait, you said War Master said vertical is still weird. Shout outs to Unfriendly Stoic in the building. Yes, Sirski. Dropping a huge 340 on the Cash App. $3.40. Thank you, bro, for dropping a huge 340 on the Cash App. Definitely about to throw that into some crypto, brother. I appreciate that. You said DC was getting work from New York City. They was also. They was, but they were getting the work from the South, bro. You know, they were getting the work from the South. Everybody was getting work from Atlanta, and Miami. You know, that's why New York dudes, they didn't go straight to DC. And plus, DC and New York got a weird relationship. You dig what I'm saying? On some street shit, New York and New Jersey, they got a weird relationship, but they get along. But the cousins to New Jersey cats are dudes from Baltimore. You know? Jersey cats get along more with dudes in Baltimore than they do in DC. You know, DC is kind of, we got like in DC, it's its own thing going on. Like you either assimilate or I mean they'll rock with you and stuff, but you know, it's its own thing. You know, DC is a concentration. So it's like weird. It's really weird. And then DC tapped in with Carolina, South Carolina and Carolina cats, North Carolina. Definitely tapped in with ATL. You know, DC got some southern, you know, but DC they love New York. Especially I mean everybody loved New York back in the hip hop era, and that's really what uh Fat Joe and Tariq Nasheed, that's really what those guys are arguing about. That era, which was the Big Meech era too, But come on, man, the South, they didn't expect the South to take over for that long. You had guys, like I said, you had guys like Jeezy, you had all these other people and stuff like that. Dudes in New York know about BMF, you know. Dudes in New York know about BMF, but dudes in the South knew about BMF too. So, and then also too, there was some GDs that was on Rick Ross's. I don't know if y'all remember, but back in the day, there was some GDs that were on Rick Ross's bumper, and what you call it? Rick Ross had to I don't know who he called. I think BMF got the GDs up off of him. Like they literally shot up Rick Ross's they literally shot up his Rolls Royce. And the GDs in the South are a little bit different. Like them GDs, shit. Go ask Freddie Gibbs and all of them. The GDs outside of Chicago, they operate different. So man, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in these. I don't know, man. These drug dealers, these high price, these high rap, and these high-powered drug dealers that got caught have a crazy relationship, because even before Frank Lucas died, American Gangster was a good movie. American Gangster was a good movie. And if you listen to Jay-Z, American Gangster was Jay-Z, one of Jay-Z's best body of works. That album right there, the American Gangster album, is so underrated. So underrated, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know? And he's like, and he talks about Frank Lucas snitching. He's like, he said, like, what he said, he said Frank Lucas is cool, but I ain't trying to snitch. Yeah, Blue Magic, bro. That whole album was dope. From the intro with Beyonce, like you could let that whole album play. He had Lil Wayne on that album. He had Nas on that album. Man, shit. He had Pharrell on that album. That's the joint that had the I know, I know, I know, I know. That's my joint. That was one of Jay-Z's best bodies of work. If you want somebody to, like, really get into Jay-Z's music, that's one of the albums you got to point them to. You know? Yeah, I know. And then he had that other one too. Um, I know is a really good song though. How, like, Jay-Z embodies. I forgot what drug he's supposed to be. Was he supposed to be heroin or something like that? He's supposed to be heroin, I think. You said hip hop started in the West. Ice Cube bailing through the East without a vest. Oh yeah, yeah. That's an Ice Cube quote. Hip hop started in the West. Ice Cube bailing through the East without a vest. Yeah, yeah, that's a bar. Yeah, that's a bar. That's what they're saying. And then you have the whole. You've been here, Stoic. We've been going over the tether war. Y'all want to do a segment of that on the next show and pick it up? There's a lot of stuff is going on with that also. Did y'all see what happened? Dr. Umar is hosting like I think Drewski got him on the show. Drewski got Dr. Umar on like a dating show. Drewski's like doing this dating show. So you know how Drewski was doing like the Could Have Been records? He's doing like this dating show now where it's like this mansion and he has like a midget in there and all. Bruh, that shit is ridiculous. I like what Drewski's doing. But he got Dr. Umar on that show. Or kind of somewhat like intertwined into it. So hopefully Drewski probably, drop the bag on Umar, and then Umar can get the school up. So probably that's what Umar was saying. He was already doing something because I heard he had a release date for the school, but because people was like, "Oh, is the school gonna open? You need to have a release date." And I guess he put out a release date, and but I'm not sure what's going on. So I gotta do my research on that before we bring it up on the show. But hold on, let me let this play real quick. Check this out. I thought this was Kevin Samuels, y'all. Dang. See, and that's the thing. That's the thing. It looked like him, but I don't know. It looked like Rayful, but I don't know. So they said Rayful was supposed to be free a long time ago. You know, I would have loved to see him on Vlad. you would have got a real straight up story out of him. And it always seems like, it always seems like with Alpo and all these other drug dealers, it seems like when they get their freedom, the people just let them be. Alpo was riding all around Harlem, unbothered. Nobody was running up on him. Nobody was doing nothing to him. He left the witness protection. So that's another thing you got to look out too. Look at how as soon as Rayful Edmond get out, less than a month, he's dead. Quote unquote. DEAD. He might be in witness protection. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Alpo did get clapped. Yeah, he might be in witness protection. You never know. Alpo might be in witness protection. That's what it's for. Yeah, he got clapped on Halloween. He got clapped on Halloween. Like, come on now. Like that shit is these people are in witness protection. That's why I tell some of y'all go outside, you fucking might meet Alpo at a trailer park or some shit, at a car show or some shit. Go outside. These people are still alive. Shit, Stoic. We might run into goddamn Russell Simmons out here. I thought you were in Bali. Nah, I'm in Ho Chi Minh. What you mean? I'm in Ho Chi Minh. Shit. Nigga make you rethink all your plans. Damn, I thought I was supposed to go out to Bali to come meditate with that nigga, but it's like, shit, it should be cheaper in Ho Chi Minh. What you mean? I'm in Ho Chi Minh. Shout out to my brother Unfriendly Stoic in the building, man. He probably did call some bodies, Man, if I was Puffy, I would have pulled a Russell. But see, I would have left on submarine. I'd have been in the first submarine. They're gonna take all the money anyway. Niggas pay that submarine driver. Get you the fucking nigga. I would have been on a submarine. The feds would have had to spend some money to come and get me. I'd have been on. I get one of my little millionaire friends and pick up the phone. Yo, I need you to do me a favor. Gas up the submarine, bro. Shit. I had the court impressed. Nigga, like, goddamn, he fled. A suspect fled on submarine. That would be one of the first times a submarine get mentioned in court. The suspect fled on submarine. Let me stop. But they don't even look. They don't even have anything on Diddy. Like Diddy been locked up for the longest time, and they still don't have nothing on Diddy. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. Sex trafficking. You got people that get out of jail for no reason. There's pimps that get out of jail for sex trafficking. And the crazy part about it is, I didn't know y'all. Y'all Canadians are trending and getting weird as the day go by. There's a couple people in the space that's Canadian. Who in the space I could ask, because I forgot. That's why they said Sinful went to what you call it, Canada. They don't really have trafficking laws and all kinds of goofy shit up there. But that's crazy how y'all letting Diddy go down for some bullshit when that's kind of how all the 90s parties was. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy how y'all make R. Kelly feel like an alien. And all them niggas from the 90s was freaky like that. I actually really wish I was moving around in the 90s. The 90s seemed like they were fun as fuck. Nickelodeon, zip the doors off your Jeep. Cars were real. TLC was, man. Music was, man. Oh, I'd have been a monster in the 90s, man. I'd have been a monster. They say listen, everybody's saying stuff. I think I saw some crazy shit recently. I'm like, damn. I saw some shit recently that his daughter, R. Kelly's his daughter, came out there and like his daughter was like, "Oh, he did something to me also." I'm like, "God damn, the nigga don't got no money. Nigga ain't got no money." Maybe that was to keep him in because I heard he was about to get out, you know. You said you see the video when I was young on VHS. You said I seen that video when the little girl, yeah. But see, this is the thing about R. Kelly though. R. Kelly's sister sexually abused him and their brother. His sister sexually abused him and their brother, and she ran to the church. You know. What else? R. Kelly and Aaliyah. R. Kelly was messing with Aaliyah's mother, so I've heard, allegedly. You know, R. Kelly was knocking down Aaliyah's mom too. And then they were like, "Oh, well, R. Kelly married Aaliyah, right?" Aaliyah was under management by her uncle, which I think was her mother's brother. I think his last name was Hankerson also. Um I think to get a marriage certificate signed, right? Um it has to be the parent or guardian that your guardian has to sign that. And I think he was the one that signed it. And he went on Oprah right on the last few episodes of Oprah, honestly, and was just, crying and all kinds of shit. And I'm like, damn, you know, I'm like, shit. So, I'm not sure, he knew about it. He had to have known about it. It's just that a lot of people right before he went in, a lot of people wanted R. Kelly up off these streets, man. And R. Kelly, he was on some Michael Jackson shit. Because I'm not even gonna lie, R. Kelly was probably just staying under radar because if he wanted to go, if he wanted to get some, well, I don't know, maybe his contracts are fucked up. Because if he wanted to go get some money, all he had to do was just go on tour, you know, or do a whole nother live show. Because if you go to the R. Kelly show, you about to, oh yeah, it's going down, you know. No homo. Some cheeks are gonna get clapped. As a grown ass man, if you go into an R. Kelly show, you know something gonna go down. No homo. I'm not talking about going to an R. Kelly party. I'm talking about you as a man that bought some tickets, because you gotta specify these days. Because I'm being recorded, right? I'm talking about you as a man that bought some tickets to go to a damn R. Kelly show. You know what's going down. Yeah, no Diddy. And you might meet up. You gonna meet a baddie at that show, cause the women that go to that type of show, them some freaks. Them some freaks. So So yeah, man. R. Kelly, I don't know, man. They say he might get out before 2030. Never know. But yeah, man. You got rock stars and stuff like that. Like I said, that'll make fucking Diddy look like a goddamn. You got rock stars that'll make Diddy look like a damn church girl. In the 90s, like bitches was getting flued out, niggas was getting flued in. Nigga, imagine a motherfucker talking about some trafficking. You flew her out on a private jet. She get picked up at the Clearport Bentley Azure right away to your fucking hotel resort, your palace or whatever you got, right? This girl never been in no fly shit. She don't know how to act in the damn private jet. She never been in a Bentley a day in her life, and she in the back seat, the most luxurious part of the car. Because you know when people go buy Bentley and all these cars and stuff like that, recently they, you know, not even recently, but people always been driving their rich vehicles and stuff like that. But they start making those, you know, usually chauffeurs go to a damn school. You know, chauffeurs go to a damn school to learn how to, they go to a school to learn how to drive those cars. You know, so they go to school to learn how to drive those cars. So a lot of the people that wanted to get chauffeured around in those cars, they were in the back seat. So guess what? Nigga put you in the back seat and Ubered you before Uber was really a thing in the 90s. Ubered your ass on the way to where he was at, or a video shoot or whatever. That's why you can't put certain people around stuff like that, because guess what? Oh, he has money, and then guess what? Now all of a sudden it's trafficking years later. Now all of a sudden it's, you know. And in the R. Kelly thing, that's the funny part, because the R. Kelly thing is just as dumb and stupid as the Diddy RICO. You know, how do you have a RICO? Riddle me this. How do you have a RICO and only one nigga goes down? How does that happen? Unless the people around R. Kelly got spared, which they did. You know what I'm saying? Unless they got spared, and the courts probably, you know, told them that, hey, come down here, sign this NDA. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they go down there, they sign the NDA, and they're like, listen, because they're supposed to arrest the security. Some of them niggas are doing interviews. They're supposed. Same thing with Diddy. Think about that. Diddy's in jail, and the security, the main nigga that should know what's going on. Because security needs to know every single thing about the environment. That's a part of their job. And if they come from an agency, every single one of them need to be certified. So they need to know everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So things like what happened to King Von and all these other people, shit like that don't happen to them. Security is out here doing interviews. And it's like, bro, that's your security at that point. Nigga, you paying somebody $300K to protect you and stuff like that with guns and all kinds of shit. That's a right-hand man. More than your right-hand man. You know, that's a right-hand man. This is why people tell people to get security, because what happened to Young Dolph can happen to anybody. See, security, or you got to move militant. Meaning, because a lot of y'all don't know how like how some rappers really move and certain things like that. You know what people do? A nigga say, yo, I'm about to go to a gas station. You know what I'm saying? A famous rapper. Yo, I'm about to go to the gas station. You know what if you really control the streets like that, you know what 15, 20 minutes before you pull up. 15, 20 minutes before you pull up. ATVs, you know, dudes on dirt bikes, you know, Challengers, Chargers, all of those cars, those come out first. They take over the gas station, you know. They take over the gas station, literally, like they have a perimeter around the gas station, like your crew. You know, these are your homeboys. This isn't paid professional security. Your crew take over the gas station, and they say, okay, is this a boxy gas station? So everybody got to be on a corner or something like that or whatever. And then you got the interior of the gas station, and you know, like the outside, like where the doors is. They're not disrupting business, but they you know what I'm saying? They pulled up everywhere, so they
you know, they pull up deep, and then people know they're strapped or whatever, and then you come 14, 15 minutes later to go get gas or do a cameo or hang out or whatever and stuff like that, and it's secure because everybody's around looking over their shoulder and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And not being too hot. That costs a lot. You know what I'm saying? And them niggas will turn on you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't give wolves something to eat, the wolves will turn around and eat your ass. So you got to give wolves something to eat. You know what I'm saying? If you got a fish tank full of piranhas and stuff like that, don't be surprised when one day when you go to feed them motherfuckers, they got your hand in their mouth. I ain't gonna lie, piranhas are more savages because your hand will be gone. You know what I'm saying? So if you rich, go ahead and invest in that power glove, my guy. Get your Thanos on, bro. Just go invest in that power glove. You know what I'm saying? Just shit. Just get the Thanos out the way. You can put some diamonds in it, and ain't nobody gonna be mad at you. We just don't go around them niggas no more, But anyway, you get paid security. So that's crazy that first of all, you paid the bitch. So you thought your tricking was righteous. You thought she wasn't gonna fold on you. Then you pay security. The people that you entrust your life with, if this woman poisons you or whatever, you trust your security, right? You trust your security. You literally paid them to snitch on you. Because then it's fucked up. Because think about it. Look how much people fall out with their security. Look how much people fall out with their homeboy. You'll fall out with your security over the same shit you probably fall out with your homeboy over. If you don't keep the business professional. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? Diddy and R. Kelly and all them dudes, come on, look at all of the intel and all of the stuff that their security is saying on all of these platforms like Vlad and Cam Capone and Say Cheese TV. These dudes were in on all of that stuff. They got some bitches in the process. Nigga, I'd be mad as hell you give a nigga a career. He met his wife through you at one of them Diddy parties. He didn't tell that part of the story. But I'm supposed to be this demon. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy, man. Like, you gave him his livelihood, his wife, and everything, and the man on the podcast talking crazy about you, folded on you. I ain't gonna lie, niggas got played for less, I guess. He participated in some of those parties. All of those security guards. I'm not even going to lie. You want to know the reason why they don't lock them up like that? Is because all of those security guards, a lot of them are tied back to law enforcement. A lot of those security guards, they were hip-hop police. Never mind. I ain't even going to get into that. What's going on, Emo? I'm not even going to get into that. Y'all see where I'm going with that, right? Because if you tell them that, hey, this security guard who's hip hop police, he's technically police, he's a part of your precinct. So guess what? There's people in your precinct that knows what happened with all these Diddy parties and stuff like that, and they're not opening their mouths. You know what I'm saying? They're not speaking up. They're not upholding the law. And then now you got a whole RICO investigation on the police precinct. Man, look, just take down Diddy. And with him. You know what I'm saying? Take down R. Kelly. And eventually we'll work out a deal with him. You know what I'm saying? Take down, you know what I'm saying? They got all these clauses and stuff like that. They gotta get these people. There's people sitting in jail that shouldn't even be in there. And they got like all of these little loopholes and stuff that you gotta, they got all of these loopholes that, I guess if you get a good lawyer, he can exploit these loopholes and get you out. Anyway, man. And they make a lot of money off of the celebrities with commissary and stuff like that. So prisons is a business, man. As we all know, or should know. You know. So think about this. Think about what we were saying. Rayful Edmond did 33 years and came out, and that's crazy. All right, and I hate to say that, Rayful Edmond looked like Kevin Samuels, but the reason why it was freakishly shocking to me, think about this. Rayful Edmonds, like Kevin Samuels, blew up, right? Rayful Edmonds, like Kevin Samuels, blew up and then just passed away. Think about it. Rayful Edmonds just got out. Kevin Samuels just blew up. And then bam. Rayful Edmonds just got out. Right before he could do all these interviews and stuff like that. Bam. That's why I was like, damn, it's funny that he looked like Kevin Samuels when I saw him, and then that happened. It's funny that he looked like Kevin Samuels when I saw him, then that happened. And then now it's like gone. All right, let's go. Let's get into this. Let's finish this off real quick.
Because of this, the Tammy Cowens thing, she's for doing the doc.
I agree. It's unfortunate, right? Yeah. It really is, but I agree. So, we'll
That's 50 Cent put out yesterday. Who is Tammy Cowens, I think? She bad as shit. I said, oh, damn. Oh, hold up. Tammy? Damn, Tammy bad as hell. All right, let's go.
Just let it be told when the story gets told. Yeah, and I'm only going to stick to the truth and keep it pushing, right?
That's it. That's all it is.
Now, Meech used her supposedly for and he was a third-party cooperator, and he used her.
Yeah, he was the third-party cooperator, and then, like I said, she probably broke bad on Meech because he used her to snitch, and then the feds, she ended up turning state. So it makes me wonder too. Street rule wise, Big Meech knows that 50 shouldn't be able to talk to him, on some street shit. But I mean, if a person's a snitch or even Tekashi was around 50 at one point, which is crazy. But I think the snitching stuff happened after. But what was I about to say? 50 probably would have just kept it, Hollywood with him. Just like, yeah, I'll work with you, but just on some Hollywood shit. Not on no street shit. Because if she went fed on what you call it, on Big Meech, that means she's a snitch. She's an informant. And I mean, it's a little bit different with women. Women can't handle that type of pressure. Like, you'd be surprised. Some bitches can though, But women can't handle that type of pressure. And basically, he was selling her out anyway, or sending her up the hill for something anyway. So that's probably where her and Meech probably fell out, or because I heard her and Meech fell out. So that might be that might be where some resentment, might be for her to, break bad on him and then go tell 50. But the thing is that means that 50 Cent worked with her, who was also a snitch. But guess what? Don't matter. It's different. It's a woman. Yeah, I mean, if you keep it Hollywood, you can make a bag with somebody. You don't really have to worry about all that goofball snitching shit. It's like, nigga, if you don't go over there and just act out the scene, you know, you don't have to really, you know. So that's you know, you don't got to make, you know. I mean, Kodak Black got thrown under the bus for this, but you know, you don't gotta go crazy if you know you don't gotta go crazy if you know if y'all just acting. And then they're not even gonna be around you for a long time. You got to go off and go do something and stuff like that. So he could have kept it Hollywood with him if he was gonna. I don't know if he was gonna put Big Meech in the actual. I don't know if he was gonna end the series. That would have been crazy if he ended the series with the actual real Big Meech. You know, so that's a bag fucked up right there. But like his son, you know, he could put his son in Hollywood. I don't know if he could put Big Meech in Hollywood. You know, nobody knows what's gonna happen to Big Meech after this, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, he probably escaped a an extortion. I wouldn't say it's an extortion attempt, but like it's gonna feel like extortion on Big Meech. Like, you know, hey, you know, I know you snitched. You know, I probably, you know, Tammy or the girl done told him and shit in detail. You know, and stuff like that. So, you know, but he could have just kept it Hollywood with him. But whereas Rick Ross and Big Meech, they kind of have a shady past also. You know, Rick Ross was a correctional officer, you know. You know, and then also too, you know, like I said, with a lot of these big time drug dealers, you know, like Alpo literally snitched. Like Alpo was even owning up to it, calling himself a snitch. There's tapes on the internet of Alpo literally just telling it right there and then. But like the way he was telling it in the story and stuff like that, it was like, damn. Because I'm gonna tell you right now too, nobody gives a fuck. You could be a whole snitch and be on the internet snitching, but if you sit down in prison or something like that and master the art of storytelling, you can compel anybody. People don't read books anyway. People don't read books anyway. So they've never heard great stories told and all kinds of shit. So if you take like some of the, you know, like, you know, if you learn how to be a really good, you know, storyteller, because like I'm telling you, man, you'll capture anybody's attention. You know, nigga, they like you. They're so enthralled in this story, they forgot they're supposed to be mad at you for snitching. Because after people that's mad at people for snitching and shit like that ain't even street people anyway. So like, you know, nobody that they know personally went to jail behind it and all this other goofy shit. So it's just he's snitching. Like, shut up, man. You a civilian. You know, and then nobody cares. So like, you know, I mean, I know calling somebody a snitch is wild work these days, but you know, that shit is wild work these days, but I don't know. So most people are just speculating and stuff like that. But damn, Tammy bad as shit. You know she gonna talk.
Her to like set people up.
Damn, the Meeks try to put a baddie in jail
and do little things in the street. You know, she liked being around the street life. He met her through Blue Da Vinci, who was smashing her, and that she became Meech's assistant while he was in jail because Blue Da Vinci couldn't do the day to day.
Oh, see. That's interesting. Yeah, we got to go over that. So the guy that was Blue Da Vinci, the guy that was on the phone with the other dude that Meech snitched on. Oh, he had his biatch. That's interesting. And you know, it's funny because I got this on one of my mixtapes that I was gonna put out. Well, that I already put out. Actually, this mixtape is actually out. I got a song with the recording of Big Meech. Like it was like on the intro where he was like, we don't see we Black Mafia family, we don't fall out over no hoes. We hit them all. I don't know if some of y'all remember that sound clip. Dang. So he was smashing Blue Da Vinci's lady. Damn, this is interesting.
that Meech needed. Blue Da Vinci got locked up later after Big Meech, like 2 years later.
Oh.
Anyways, so that's going on. We'll see how that works. This is going to be messy, and it's probably going to ruin Meech's legacy. And Meech should have not come home.
Right. That's what I was saying. He said we hit them all. I said, damn.
50 already knew all this stuff. He was just going to move it along for the show.
Right.
But now that Meech is coming home and trying to take control of the BMF show, saying this is my story and I need to be more involved. But when he's in jail, whatever 50 says go, they talk on the phone and they come to a resolution of the story, right? And Meech adds his piece. This is 50 Cent's show telling Big Meech's story. He could have told a lot of other people's stories. You can make another.
Okay, so Big 50 damn near interview was the first interview of Big Meech and shit. If you think about it, Big Meech had to turn around and give up all of that information, even personally, so that. Okay. Interestino, let's go.
The show about he has the formula down. You can't just make a show with a good story. You have to be able to tell that story.
Right.
That's why nobody did a Meech movie or anything. No, they all got red lighted because it's hard to tell, right? So this will be it for that. Meech kind of ruined it. And Southwest T cooked himself by saying free Preem, So, and we'll get to that in a second. So,
and Southwest T is Big Meech's big brother. The dude that actually got them all locked up, to tell you the truth, because he couldn't stay off them phones. That was the thing. They said that the guy wouldn't stay off the phone. So and T, if I'm not mistaken, just said free Preem, and Preem was one of the dudes that wanted to see or tried to kill 50 Cent. I think Preem was the guy that sent Homo after 50 Cent, and dude Homo, which is short for homicide, shot up 50 Cent. And then let me tell you what happened also after that too, y'all. So Homo was the one that's supposed to shoot up 50 Cent. He ends up getting killed. And then or unsubscribed, my bad, from life. Then on top of that, what was I gonna say? Okay, my bad. I was looking at something. All right. Yeah, so on top of that, just a minute ago, Irv Gotti died. So it's like, damn. Look at all the and look, Jordan Tyler just dropped a video on Irv Gotti passing. We have to go over that real quick. My bad, y'all. Hold on, let me do this. So look at how Irv Gotti just passed away. Look at how this Big Meech thing is playing out. Should 50 Cent put out an album right now? Like at this point, I think 50 Cent should put out a nice 5-piece or something at some point. Even Rick Ross, I think Rick Ross should drop at this point. At this point. 50's having a hell of a damn month. February out of all months too, y'all. That's crazy. February's always been a fucked up month too, man. I'm gonna stay indoors, man. I'm gonna stay indoors, baby. I don't trust this month, man. But let me do this. You said it's who tells first. I don't know how anyone is wrong or wrong or smart. You know. You said, dude, they come for your soul. Well, that's what happens. But look at this though. Look at this, right? You said it's who tells first. I don't know how anyone's wrong or smart. Well, look at this. Everybody's mad at Young Thug, right? Speaking of who told first, everybody's mad at not mad at Young Thug. Everybody's mad at Gunna over the whole Young Thug situation, right? But Young Thug took the same plea deal that Gunna did. Think about what I just said. Young Thug took the same exact plea deal that Gunna did, but just later. And they throw Gunna under the bus more than they throw what you call it. And he had a funny run on there too. YSL Woody. It's just that YSL Woody was better at playing dumb. You know what I'm saying? YSL Woody was better at playing dumb because let me tell you the fucked up part about snitches too. This is why the police is a gang. Let me tell you the fucked up part about snitches too. The police don't even respect you if you're a snitch. You know, the police listen to rap music, and they're big fans of rap music, obviously. You know. So the police, they after they get the information out of you, you're of no use to them. Now you can beg them for mercy. Hey, relocate me. Hey, blah blah blah. Make sure I'm. I wonder where that Casey Anthony girl went. That bitch probably live in Utah. She probably out the way. Y'all remember that Casey Anthony case? Anyway, man, let's get back into this. So that's interesting. He took Blue Da Vinci's girl, made her his assistant, or she ended up being his assistant. Damn. That's crazy, man. And let me tell y'all something, because these stories could be told a little bit different from her perspective. It could be told from hypergamy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang. It's always a woman at the end of these stories, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Water. What you call it? A jug gotta hold water, man. You know what I'm saying, y'all? A jug gotta hold water. If you get my drift, and it's like, if she left Blue Da Vinci to go be with Big Meech, that's hypergamy right there, man. She left the worker to go be the boss. Go be with the boss. And the boss was running around saying that, yeah, we pass all these hoes around. We never gonna fall out of over bitches. BMF is falling out over a biatch. And the last person you want somebody like this around is 50 Cent. So what I'm telling y'all is to look at it from Meech's perspective. I'm putting y'all in the shoes of everybody. I put y'all in the shoes of 50, put y'all in the shoes of Ross, put y'all in the shoes of Meech. This is how you can really come to a real, like, yeah, dang. Not necessarily telling y'all to choose a side. I'm just telling you the actual side. The situation. So damn. You got a woman in the middle of this. There's always a woman somewhere in the middle of something, y'all. Scandalous.
Whack 100 obviously reacted, reposted it, and says this is getting messy. Told you all, I told y'all too. We and Whack around the same time. I already saw the writing on the wall.
Now you gotta see it. 50. Wouldn't that be a bitch? Like somebody snitched on you and it wasn't even pillow talk. It's like, damn, at least get the pillow talk. God damn.
Thought it was easy to get $30 million, like a walk in the park. But ASAP Rocky was losing his patience on the stand, saying, well, you know, what is this?
Yeah, and that's another thing that we got to go over. This ASAP Rocky case, talking about people getting locked up, man. That man went up there and pointed at ASAP Rocky. Him, Your Honor. He did it. The one right there with those big braids. He did it. He did it, Your Honor. What's going on, Bobby? Shout outs to you. Yeah, Sapsky. Yeah, man, bro, we got the radio show back, man. I am so fucking happy. We got another show lined up today, man. I am so fucking happy, man. YouTube was destroying my shit on the back end, man. I'm so happy we are back. I'm back like Big Meat, y'all.
It's about, is this are we discussing a we can play it right here.
You're annoying, bro. Just come on. We need to get to the case. What are we doing here? Are you like us? Stop.
So ASAP Rocky was getting upset because they're bringing up, oh, what about your civil case after this? Because ASAP Rocky on that phone calls with Wally would be like, oh, you got to bring a criminal case before you get to the civil case to prove, you know, so that.
And you see this. Yeah, we're gonna have to catch up on this case because look, if he's having that type of reaction to ASAP's lawyers, because that's what that should be something that ASAP lawyers is grilling him about, right? So if he's having that type of reaction to ASAP's lawyers, come on, man, it's everybody can see clear as day it's a money grab, because his lawyers wouldn't ask about that, you know. Come on, man. How you gonna drag a nigga to court and don't know how to act in court? How you gonna drag a nigga to court and think that you're not gonna be able to, that his lawyers are not gonna be able to talk to you? Oh my God. Shit.
Then you can, he said, I'm taking him for 30 amps. Kept saying that.
Stop. Are you keeping up with the question?
I can't keep up with him. I can't take him serious.
No. You got to answer the questions. He asks the questions.
Bro, what are we talking about? We talking about assault or lawsuit?
Yeah. Everyone knows you're out for that, for the money,
Yeah,
you know?
like,
So 50 Cent, ASAP Telly, like, man, I'm tired of telling. I've been telling for 5 days. They had him up in the stand. He was about to cry and throw water at people. He was throwing a temper tantrum. This is sad, but you know, I didn't expect 50 Cent to react any different. Irv Gotti supposedly on life support. Friends and family saying their goodbyes. Report Irv Gotti on life support. Who knows if this is true? It hasn't been confirmed. But 50 Cent's reaction was like, damn, I wanted him to see all my new shows, man. Now, if you don't know, Irv Gotti, you know, worked with Supreme, and you know, they tried to block 50. Admittedly, Irv Gotti tried to block 50 from getting into the music business. And he says, I almost forced him to be with Dr. Dre and Eminem the way I was blocking him. And I was like, damn, that's a real admission to hatred. And then Supreme, who is the business partner of Gotti, whatever, you know. I don't blame 50 for feeling like that. Anyways, this is Jordan Tao with JT News. Make sure you smash that to see all my new shows, man. Now, if you don't know, Irv Gotti, and you know, they tried to block 50. Admittedly, Irv Gotti tried to block 50 from getting into the music business. And he says, I almost forced him to be with Dr. Dre and Eminem the way I was blocking him. And I was like, damn, that's a real admission to hatred. And then Supreme, who is the business partner of Gotti, whatever, basically I tried to have 50 killed. Yeah, so I don't blame 50 for feeling like. Anyways, this is Jordan Tao with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I will check you guys in the next one. And yeah, peace.
All right. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. And shout outs to my brother at Urban Politicians, man. This is catching y'all up on what's going on with this beef. This is the recent. This is up to date information here.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at
Now,
all
look at this.
times, man. Yo.
Look at this. 50 Cent wrote, "They just told me you unfollowed me off of Instagram, and now you managing Skilla Baby with Rocket. When I bought him, when damn, okay. Hold on, I thought this was the big meat. Lord have mercy. Hold on, y'all." He said, "They just told me you unfollowed me off of Instagram, and now you managing Skilla Baby with Rocket. When I bought him around you first, when you didn't have a clue who he was. Now you mad at me. When I did when I did take when I did take when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love and loyalty in human. I I'm human. I only show you love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own shit, but but I never switched up on you." You said, "Okay, my bad, my bad, y'all." Actually, like I said, I did today's show. I couldn't believe I could go live. But hold on, we're gonna clean this up. Reverse. This is Little Meech to 50 Cent saying "fuck Rick Ross." My bad. I forgot because that's what I'm like. This don't make sense because the title says Little Meech said "fuck," fuck Rick Ross. But anyway, he said, "I never switched up on you." He said "fuck Rick Ross," but he gave my dad some bread. See, told you Rick Ross gave him a bag, so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet shit throwing me off, man. You know me in real life. Yeah. So Little Me said to 50 Cent, "They just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram, and now you managing Skilla Baby with Rocket. When I brought him around you first, when you didn't have a clue who he was. Now you mad at me. Um, when I would take my shirt off my back for you, you said, 'I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love, loyalty. I'm human. I'm human." Well, oh man, y'all just keep giving 50 ammunition, man.
It's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in. It's 50 Cent has jumped out there once again, and he's been having this going on since before last weekend, going to the timeline and BMF tell all. Brought up Tammy Coynes, who was supposedly, to my understanding, at one point the CEO of the BMF entertainment side of things with the business, and also a co-producer on the television show of BMF. 50 kept making different type of posts, insinuating things, with several rumors being tied to Tammy Coynes on the internet, her being a federal informant and things like that. Well, he's been throwing all type of jabs out there. This was coming after the post with Rick Ross promoting the show, Ross's car show that is coming up in the summer and things. Rick Ross eventually responded as well, but 50 Cent went back at it again last night, posted up a photo of Tammy Coynes and
I agree. It's unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
It really is, but I agree. So, we'll just let it get told when the story gets told.
Yeah,
and I'm only going to stick to the truth and keep it pushing, right?
That's it. That's all it is.
And on top of posting the phone,
Tammy, you better watch over your shoulder. But then again, let me ask y'all a question. Don't, if you take out a federal informant, they treat it as if you took out a cop? Tammy? Look over her shoulder now. Tam gotta watch out now. All right, let's go.
Call he put in the caption, Tammy Cohen, nothing but the truth, coming soon. Big screech, know what he was doing. He put the rat emoji on there. Well, then he came through the day, posted up the comedian Ray and put on there, LOL, bro. You got to see the text messages. Big screech said the niggas is crazy out here ratting. Then he came back after posting him up and his reaction to everything that he was saying. He put up the comedian Bubba out of Texas. And he put Big Meech's head on top of him doing this skit, talking about telling other people and snitching and things like that. And it says, Screech talks about Roger Cup. And then he had Tammy Cohen doing all his dirty work. Her new tell-all break it down. Screech directed her and connected her to people to get his time cut. Then he came lastly with this. Put up a text message conversation between him and Lil Meech that says, they just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram and now you managing Skilla Baby with Rocky. When I brought him around you first, when you didn't have a clue who he was. Now you mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love and loyalty. In human, I go through my own ish, but I never switched up on you. F. Ross. But he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet ish is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life. 50 put in the caption, the big eye emojis looking and said, what next season, little nigga? And that right there is him saying he not rocking with Lil Meech no more either. Now, this has been posted to every single blog on the internet. It's all over Instagram. There's millions of accounts. 50 Cent has 33 million followers. Now we talking Twitter, millions and millions throughout it daily. Everybody is watching, paying attention to what 50 Cent is posting and doing because of his popularity, his status. He is one of the most popular people in the world. So he jumping out there and exposing all this for everybody to see. Meaning he's saying, I'm not rocking with any of y'all no more. Meaning when I cut ties with Meech, I cut ties with Lil Meech as well. No matter if you got love and respect for me, I'm basically saying it's F everyone in that camp right now. Now, I'm the nigga, I don't agree with putting up these text messages as what I would do, how I would move. But 50 Cent is 50 Cent.
Man,
we know what that nigga gonna do.
He playing
You know how that nigga gonna move. You know how he gonna put it out there for the world to see. I prefer to keep things private.
He playing chess. I mean, think about it, bro. The man had Young Buck on the phone crying and shit, and it's like, dog, why don't people read the 33 strategies of war one time? Read the art of the art of war, the 33 strategies. Read those books. Miyamoto Musashi, read those books, bro. I'm telling you. He is just copying it just to the T. The reason why I tell y'all to read those books because those books, there's a lot of stuff in those books. If you guys go read those books, they will tell you exactly what you're doing and the responses that it's going to elicit. Like they will tell you like, yo, this is what you're going to be doing, and this is what is going to be going off in other people's head. This is how people are going to respond to it. This is how people are going to, react to this, right? Then somewhere on like the sleeve of the book or at the end, they give you the game on, or they spill the tea on what that person should do to not get caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? To not get caught up in that. Hey, don't pay this any attention. Actually be over here doing this, because this is what this is designed to do. This is why in like certain books, like even in The Art of Seduction with Robert Greene, they got the rake, they got the, you know, they got the different archetypes, because they all specialize in one thing: to charm and disarm. You know what I'm saying? And do harm. Charm, disarm, and do harm, right? So what I'm saying is, you know, you read those books, man, you that's crazy. That's the last place a nigga gonna check. So that's hilarious, man. So what I'm saying is that, you know, they might do the extra season of BMF. They might not do the extra season of BMF, but he has to put these deterrents in place, because basically, and 50's smart. He putting the deterrents in place because basically he gonna see if you know, if Little Meech is gonna crash out. You know, he gonna see if Little Meech is gonna crash out. You know, because I'm pretty sure he treated Little Meech like a son. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, y'all know what's going on with 50 and his son. And I think he's doing well with his kid. But and you damn near, you know, if you're 50 Cent, you probably wanted your son to play Little Meech or something like that, you know. But anyway. He gonna see if he gonna crash out behind his dad, and then, I mean, you can't get mad at him for crashing out behind his dad. So just burn that bridge right there. So 50 got it right. Let's go.
Let's work it out. Or if I ain't gonna rock with you no more, I'll just say, hey, nigga, I ain't rocking with you no more. You did some things I don't like. But 50 Cent is different. That nigga play hardball. That nigga believes in the art of war and the 48 laws of power. Well, hey, nigga, y'all did what y'all did. Now, I don't know exactly if it's the Rick Ross pick, car show, photo that he promoted and everything like that with the concert, what made him feel that way, or is it lead up of things? He had already said that Meech should have sustained a relationship with Tammy Cohen. It's kind of feeling like they going in that direction with this show. I can't say what's what. With Tammy Cohen, it's out there that she's supposed to be a federal informant. That is no secret. Tanisha Welch put that out there in the interview on Vlad and other interviews. She said that she threatened to send her to jail, but she was the co-founder.
And another thing too, I don't think Big Meech's son, Little Meech, I don't think he's cool with the older brother that snitched and got them into jail. I heard that he was like kicking it with the older brother's ops sons or whatever, you know, basically rocking with them. So basically, I don't think he get along with his uncle. That whole family screwed up, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of funny. It makes it seem, and it probably is, it makes it seem like Meech was the glue of the family. You know, Meech was the reason why they wasn't, you know. I don't know.
Co-producer of the BMF TV show, and she had the rights for the life rights and all these other things. I don't know where any of that stands, but it seems like they all then fell out. So it's probably just been brewing up on top of Big Meech's brother Southwest T, linking up with Supreme. 50 might feel like, well, hey, we done fell out on the business side, and y'all are linking with people that I don't get along with or see eye to eye with, or it really had past street beef with. I'm not gonna let this keep being the thing. And 50 is saying F everybody right now. I hate to see family get drawn into this. I say this for Lil Meech. He learned a real lesson right here, bro. You holler at niggas in person, dog. Like, if it's gonna be like that, you can't put yourself in the mix. You can't give a nigga a paper trail. You gotta just, hey, nigga, you know, they probably bonded, probably kicked it, probably was all love. But 50 don't see it that way no more, nigga. 50 like, hey, nigga, you an enemy now because I'm going at your daddy. You gotta remember, this is the nigga that cut his own son off in front of the entire world. The same.
Yeah, he gotta reasonably be loyal to his dad. So just give it some time.
Nigga with all those followers, the same nigga with all those fans, the same nigga that get posted and shared everywhere, all over the internet, every write-up, everything going on. This nigga is stars in the building, making moves. The same nigga that cut his son off. You think he gonna trip about cutting off another nigga's son that he ain't rocking with no more? You just gotta know this is how it go when niggas be in their feelings. Niggas feel like they crossed. They gonna go all the way down through there, and it's probably gonna be more that come out about it, but that's where it's at. I would rather see them handle this like men behind the scenes, in private, because this is serious stuff. This ain't just no internet content. This ain't just no plan. Nigga don't want to see. Yeah, dog. It just done got real, man. Hopefully they can work everything out, agree to disagree, go y'all own separate ways, but it seemed like that line didn't all the way been crossed. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. I didn't see the actual everything that's going on with this case and what Big Meat's supposed to have going on. 50 said he gonna break it all down and everything gonna be revealed. He's showing you the type of game he play, bro. He done did this before. What's new? More coming. More videos outlet. 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.
All right. Hold on. Look at Buddha. Hip Hop Buddha. All right, listen. Let me see. I got some more stuff in my notebook, but I am so glad I got to re-script everything. Well, not script everything. I got to restructure everything. We got the radio show back, so I am fucking ecstatic. I gotta tweak everything that I got going on real quick because guess what? We're gonna do another show because this is the thing. I didn't expect us to get our radio show back. Thought YouTube was gonna jerk your boy for the rest of the year. Pause. So this is interesting. I didn't know he put out Little Meech's text right here. I was like, okay, look, we can go over this together. Most of this stuff we go over it together. I do my research, but you know, a lot of times when I'm bringing videos and I'm putting out the videos and stuff on here, and we're going over it together. You know, so y'all get a genuine reaction, not no, you know, oh, I seen it and I'm about to. Nah, I don't do that. Even though most YouTubers do that and they tell YouTubers to do that, I don't. Because usually I don't react to videos. I confirm videos. Like, I will say something, and then I go to react to it, and it just confirmed everything I said, like, right before I say it. I like to play this little game where I like to say certain things. Like, oh, look, a video that's brand new confirming everything I said. But listen, we got a lot of stuff to go in on the later show. We're gonna talk about Tariq Nasheed and you know, this whole FBA thing. They're kind of quieting down. You know, you got Charleston White on their ass. So they're trying to be a little quiet about Charleston White. You know what I'm saying? Charleston White on that ass. You got Umar linking up with Drewski. That should be interesting. It's just so much stuff that we're gonna have to go over, but it's all right. We'll get through it. What's today? Today is Thursday. That's good. Today is Thursday, y'all. And Thursday is my favorite day out of the week. You know, I love Thursday. So, I got to get to work. And what I'm going to do is we're going to have a ball this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Now make sure y'all tune in to Player Talk Radio every day. You never know what I'm gonna do, but we're gonna have a blast this weekend, and we're gonna get I'm gonna take this weekend to get everything up to date, like all news and stuff like that. Might even put some polls in the chat. If you some topics you guys may want to cover, because there's a lot of stuff going on. People are still responding to the tariffs. I heard that the tariffs have ceased for a bit on Canada and Mexico. You know what I'm saying? But he's on China's ass with the tariffs. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of stuff in America is made from China, and I didn't hear the part, but I would have eventually gotten down to it. That he said we'd be out of debt just alone with the Chinese tariffs, or because they're still mass producing stuff for the United States. Actually, I'm gonna do that tomorrow because the sun is actually going down now. I'm actually gonna I got my GoPro. We're gonna go to. I'm gonna see if I can shoot it on my GoPro, and maybe a little bit on my phone. I might alternate between the GoPro and the phone. I don't fucking know. I gotta see. But I want to go to. I'm gonna show you these dealerships. I'm gonna see if I can swing by there now. I know we just go in the morning. But I want to show you these dealerships that got these Chinese cars that they're trying to not bring to the United States because they're going crazy over here. They got like a Rolls Royce looking one, like a Cullinan truck looking one. These cars got these big ass grills. I thought I saw the Final Fantasy car out here, the Regalia. Like I'm like, damn. Like they're making like cars like GM was making cars during Double Edition. You know what I'm saying? You know how GM was making all of those you didn't even know what it was. It's just a big ass truck. Remember when the Lincoln Navigators, the Explorers, and all them just big trucks, Hummers, and all them other shits was just, rolling around, and Americans didn't give a fuck about gas. Ooh, man. China is doing that, but they're doing that with the electric cars. And a lot of those cars that I'm going to show you are electric, or hybrid. Then they got this other car called BYD, which is short, and it's short for Build Your Dreams. Let me see if I can go on the website real quick and show y'all real quick. Y'all come over here looking for fuckery sometimes, and I always lace y'all with some game or put y'all on to something. So BYD, and BYD is short for Build Your Dreams. And this is a Chinese company. And actually, I got a video. I might put it up. I got a video of one of these cars with where the doors go up, and it looks like a Tesla. That's what I was just about to say. And it's funny that I clicked this picture with the Tesla. This joint look like a Tesla, but a little bit more sporty. Got some aggressive curves on it. But I guess you can customize these cars the way that you want them to, because I can show you a car that looks like this, and it's like this aqua color, and like and it was some African dudes rolling around in those cars, bro. And like the doors went up. I seen one with butterfly doors, like these gold wing doors, and I seen one with like these Lambo doors, but like the doors went up like a damn, not like was it a CCX? Not like a CCX. The doors went up kind of like a McLaren, So they're doing some freaky shit to some of these little cars out here, and then them shits are quick too, But there's another company out here that I saw, and then I be seeing Maybachs, I see Bentley, I see all kinds of cars here, right? But like some of the Maybachs that I seen, they're just, I don't know. It depends on the year of the Maybach and the styling. I don't really like the new Maybach. And when God blessed me, like I wouldn't have spent. I just look at it like I wouldn't have spent $200K on no car like that or anything north of $60K. But they were saying that some of the Maybachs that I saw out here are Chinese knockoffs. You know, the knockoffs are crazy. You know, I've been talking to a friend. I've been talking to a friend that lives in Japan, and he works at an exporting company in from America and also in Thailand. I was like, damn. And I was like, shit, you know what cars I be seeing out here? The Toyota Century, the Japanese. It's just crazy how the Japanese market will get overlooked by the Chinese market in America. Because think about it. The best cars in America come from usually where? Japan. Nissan, Mazda, Infiniti, Toyota, Lexus. The Japanese got that shit on lock. So to say the Chinese are gonna step on that shit. And I you know what? And that's the funny part too. I think Trump and a lot of people know how much Americans and rappers and stuff like that. Because niggas be like, "Oh, I'm riding foreign." Well, foreign about the cost. And then some of these shit, and then not even some of these parts and stuff, right? That you think are that you think that like you'll have an American car and some of these parts you'll be surprised. You go to AutoZone and stuff, try to get your hands on some of them parts and shit like that, and the shit come from China or Japan, or the better part come from, and then not even sometimes you ever did this, like a part go out on your car and you're like, well, if a headlight went out, I was gonna get them laser joints anyway off of Temu or goddamn Amazon Auto. You might get hit with a tariff, my guy. I don't know. I gotta check in with my buddies in the car tuning world. Shout out to my bro Kenneth. He just got a nice little Camaro. He got a crazy Impala with like some big ass rims, but he got a nice little Camaro. He got a little red joint. I'm gonna ask him how he holding up with that. But we'll see. We'll see how this pans out. And if they put a tariff on the USA, well, look, we just gonna have to create our own jobs, I guess. Rock our own steel, do our own thing. I don't know. USA build quality on a lot of things ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, man, I want to have a segment on the show one day where I show you guys some of the car history that you probably don't know, because, I be giving people the game. I'm like, man, you do know in the USA, we were what you see Italians doing with their car, I'm talking about the middle engine, you know what I'm saying? Like the middle engine, like exotic looking cars. America was doing that first, man. You know what I'm saying? America was doing that first. Like those exotic looking cars and stuff, Americans was doing that first. Crazy as kept. And I ain't gonna lie, American vehicles started getting undermined from America also with the emissions and stuff like that. The emissions committee in America actually killed the muscle car era. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go back to the 80s and go look at how Japanese cars was, them shits look funky. Cool. One thing I like too, where they have like the side mirror like further down the hood of the car. You know what I'm saying? Some cars got those. Some cars got the side mirrors, And sometimes it's a blind spot thing. But anyway, go look at those. Go look at those Japanese. You know, the funny part is that the Japanese actually, really, they really embodied a lot of stuff that we were doing in the West around that time. You know, even the music. You know, Japanese jazz is cool as fuck. J-pop, all of that stuff, man. Like, you know, just dope shit. And then the cars, and then what was going on in the era, just fly shit, right? But those Japanese cars, man, that America loves, and like I said, you know, the Chinese cars are gonna trump them. But now you got, well, you've always had Italian cars doing it, but I'll go back to the story I was telling you guys. You know, America, we were gonna get those exotic looking cars in the beginning. You know, if you look at the Corvette, Corvettes always have those same two curves on it, like, kind of like a Coca-Cola bottle. Those same curves, right? Even the new one that they just put out, it got 1,035 horsepower, and it's street legal. 1,035 horsepower. And yes, it's a Hellcat, it's a jailbreak, it's a demon, it's a prison break. It's one of those. It's a killer of one of those. You know, a Challenger killer. You know, y'all know what they do to those Challengers now. Those Challengers are crazy. You know, come with 2 keys. 1 key unlocked what, like 500 something horsepower. The red key unlocked like the other 400 or 500 something horsepower. Man, shit ridiculous. What they're doing with these Chargers and Challengers and stuff. You know. But we had the exotic car market in the beginning, but it's just that our build quality is bad. You know, I wonder if that's why Detroit shut down, but the build quality is bad. And the reason why I'm bringing up all this stuff is because we live in nostalgia and stuff like that. Trump's like, oh, we're going to make Detroit the motor capital again. Yeah, it was the original motor capital, but like there's probably places that make cars better than Detroit. You know, people want to go back. You know, but America is unrecognizable to Americans. You know, unrecognizable to Americans, man. You will go abroad, and most people know more about American history than the people that actually live in America. You'd be like, shit, when did that happen? You know, they know our presidents, we don't know theirs. You know, arrogance is a factor also, and that's what destroyed, you know, the American car market. One of the first American cars that had that exotic look that Italy bit off of was the Ford GT, and then we had another car. Because a lot of people don't know that cars came from planes. Planes are older than cars. You know. And there was this guy named you know what I'm saying? You know, I forgot his name, but the car company was named Vector. And I guess his name is Vector. I'm tripping, but because I didn't expect to talk about this, but the guy, he made a nice car, and the interior looked like a cockpit, like a fighter jet cockpit, and it's a cool looking car. The car is ugly as fuck, but if you know what it is, it's a cool looking car, and not too many of them were made, and and something similar with like what happened to the DeLorean, another crazy American car company. What's going on, Move Music? Because Americans, we were putting the engines in the middle. This is why the Corvette is cool now with the engine in the middle. Shout out to Move Music. You said laugh my ass off. Shh, when did that happen? Yeah. That's what happens. I mean, it's funny as hell. You know. But yeah, man, it's like, you know, Shout out to everybody here. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. Hit the like button. We got the radio show back popping. But listen, man, you have a lot of history in America that we don't know. You know, the guy with the Vector, you know, he wasn't supposed to drive the prototype of the car, and he ended up driving the prototype of the car and wrecking the prototype, and like they got sued and all kinds of just crazy shit started happening. You know, when it came down to, when it came down to America keeping the rights and the patents and stuff like that for some of these these body styles and stuff like that. Like the body style that came from, the body style that they were using to make the second generation Vector actually ended up being the Lamborghini. Was it the Diablo? It ended up turning into the Lamborghini Diablo. So just imagine the Lamborghini Diablo with American badging on it, and that being an American car. Like, the American car market was huge, and I ain't gonna lie, which is dope. We were making our cars look like Hot Wheels, or I guess we were making Hot Wheels look like our cars. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting, and the same thing with DeLorean. I like the DeLorean, the DMC DeLorean. But they said that the actor that that really was putting that car out, they said he was a powderhead. And then hell, look at Fast and the Furious. You know what I'm saying? You had some of the muscle cars there, and you had a bunch of tuners. So what American car market and stuff like that? A lot of Americans, they like Japanese cars. They like Japanese cars. So the pickings is right for China to come in and just start taking shit over, especially if you got all these hybrid cars. I mean, even Rolls-Royce, they said that they want their whole fleet electric before 2030. So now we're living in this weird era where it's like, oh, you can buy, you know what I'm saying? You can buy a gas car, and the value of it may go up in the future, but you might have to buy a car from like yesteryear. By yesteryear, I mean like 2015. You know what I'm saying? And down, or maybe some of these one-off cars and stuff like that, you can buy it and the value goes up. But anyway, America probably would have had the car market on lock. But honestly, too, I might have to show you guys. I want you to see the second generation of the Vector, because it's or the second or third generation of the Vector, because it's a really nice car, but the build quality is just bad. The rigidity of the body and how it was moved. So I guess in Italy they're building those cars with like, well, I'm not saying I guess, I know in Italy they're building those cars with better material. You know what I'm saying? Because your car, when you drive it a lot, especially if it's a sports car, the wind beating on your car when you drive, it actually changes the shape of your car, and it changes the shape of the parts and stuff on the car, because the car is pushing against weight, and that's what air scoops and vacuum ducts and all that, cowl induction hood scoops and all that other vacuum hood scoops and all that other shit. That's what should alleviate the weight that's on the car, that will literally morph the car into a completely different car. So you got to check the rigidity of your chassis and the body holding all these parts together that can change, basically just changed shape. You know what I'm saying? Because you go close your damn passenger door or your driver door, and that shit don't want to close because it's rubbing up against something. You know, because you've been racing and shit. You know, with your car. But anyway, we'll talk about it. You know, Planet Talk Radio. We in the building. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for hitting the like button, supporting the show. Look at these cars, man. They look like Tesla, and they're electric, and they probably are cheap, and they probably, you know what I'm saying, will outlast anything that's probably in your garage right now, which is crazy. You just pop a new battery into it, bing, bop, bow. You know, could probably do it at home in the future. You know what I'm saying? Probably don't even have to go to the the mechanic and shit. So. But think about it. When some stuff go out on these electric cars, man, you know, they're gonna cost a pretty penny to fix. You know, nigga gotta buy a goddamn nebulizer or some shit. Nigga gotta buy a goddamn nebula. He gotta go to AutoZone and order a Tesseract to start up his damn Tesla. You know, that electric starter go out, it's game over, bro. Ain't shit about to start, bro. You know, not like one of them gas vehicles where you can just kick down the street and then turn the key and give it some gas and it starts. You know. Yeah, but you know, I mean, it's a Chinese car, so you might have a knockoff battery, or they might have a knockoff battery and charge you for a full one. So you know, this gonna bring a lot of challenges. You know. So sadly but surely, Elon Musk might be turning us back into turning all of us as men into little junior Iron Mans and shit. You have to take that crystal out your damn chest and put it in your gas tank, you know, and pray your car start up. It's on some Fallout shit. Hand me the nebulizer. Your whole voice gonna have to change. You know, niggas are becoming the aliens that we claim is taking over the fucking world and shit like that. Like, nigga need a damn electric Rubik's Cube to start his damn car. You just trying to get to the 7-Eleven. It's like, damn, I might as well walk. They say them Tesla's gonna be smart too. They say if you don't make your bill payments, them joints gonna drive their ass back to the dealership. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. Put them tow truck people out of business, man. I wonder if I should make I probably should, you know, or go on the website, you know. I'm gonna do something though where like I said, I'm gonna get my cameras ready tonight, and we're gonna go check out some of the Chinese cars. I'm gonna try to catch them here in real time and show them to you, because there's dealerships all over the place. So I'm gonna go find a couple of them, and I'm gonna ask you guys a question, you know, and I'm gonna try to give a description of the car. Which one would you buy? Because no doubt, I believe that the Chinese market would have taken over if Trump lets that happen, or some of these. Because that's the thing about the car industry. Like, Trump will put like a ban on something, but Jay Leno, actually, there is some YouTube videos for a lot of these cars, mind you. You know, but Jay Leno might get to drive some of these cars. He might even, you know, I'm not gonna lie, these electric cars are them shits are crazy. You know, it's like, you know, you got the market. There'll be like, you know, kids' first cars and stuff like that. People are not afraid to get into a battery operated thing that could explode at any minute. But you know, yeah, you know, and don't worry about the battery. They handle good in the rain. Some of these cars are stupid fast. It'd be like a car that looked like a grocery getter, and that shit just fast. Put your Mustang up, you know. But listen, y'all, it's the Player Talk Radio morning show. Well, morning radio show. Shit, we are back, man. I can't believe it. They done let a real one out of wherever I was. I was at a YouTube Diddy party, and we back, man. It's Player Talk Radio. Thank you guys for rocking with a player, and thank you for letting the player rock. Man, I gotta restructure the channel again, man. They messed up my January, but maybe February's even better, you know. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Make sure you support the show on air, off air, because you support the show because you care. Player Talk Radio. We got a lot of stuff to go over. Again, like I said, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the tariffs since they're terrifying everybody. But you know, we're gonna check up on Candace Owens, see what the hell she's doing. And we're gonna check up on Tariq, Umar, and the Hoteps, you know. They're divided these days, you know, and shit is getting real gimmicky, you know, which we've already pointed out, you know, but we're not gonna spend too long on that. You know, and also too, like I said, you know, we talked a little bit about hip hop, a little bit about politics, a little bit about everything. I'm gonna pull it all together, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm going somewhere with these shows. Obviously, I'm going somewhere with these shows, you know. So when stuff start popping up in the future, y'all be like, oh, y'all already hip, you know. You guys are preemptive, okay? So damn, and I feel bad because actually I was gonna really start diving down the Murder Inc. rabbit hole. I started seeing pictures of Irv Gotti and Murder Inc., Charlie Baltimore, Vita, and stuff like that. Irv Gotti had a stable, man. You know, Irv Gotti had a whole, you know, he had it, you know. But I ain't gonna lie, 50 killing shit. So he might have to fucking drop an album or at least a single. Fifth got to at least put out a single. This is the end of the end of a chapter, a real chapter, you know. And it's crazy that all of this stuff is happening to 50 at this point in his life. This is like a extra get rich or die trying moment, you know. Irv Gotti gone. He wanted you out the game. He was trying to block you from getting in the industry. You got shot up, all kinds of, man. But 50 going down as a legend, man. And then, you know, Big Meech just got out. Man, the timing, man. Anyway, Player Talk Radio. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti. Thank you, everybody, for hitting the like button, supporting the show. It's Player Talk Radio. I am your gracious host, DJ Kuda. We'll be right back. Radio show. Peace. Rest in peace, Irv Gotti, man.